Kingdom, Kainan Duarte, champion of ADCC, not in this division, in a lower weight class this year, fighting in the men's 99 weight class. And his opponent, Owen Livesey, let me take a look here. He's an invited competitor. I believe he's one of the last-minute alternates. Kainan Duarte, one of Atos Jiu-Jitsu's elite-level black belts.
And he's really well versed in judo, is Owen, and so we'll see. Kainan, I think, might be a good tactic just to get down, create these arm drags. Yeah, beautiful arm drag right up to the top. And around to the corner there he does, cuts. Now it's on all about the top pressure here. He's got a right hand, good position. Owen makes his way back up to the feet now.
Kainan Duarte, 2019 ADCC gold medalist. He's got a strong wrestling game, very well rounded.
Yeah, and he used this arm drag last time to come right up. A 2-on-1 and drag jump to the side. Could use it to follow his way into the inside under the leg as well. So we'll see. Now he's got that John Wayne to his left.
I was just gonna say your favorite half guard sweep there,
it's
Sean
such a good one. It's so easy. It's a whole game right there. You know,
yep.
It's not a hard sweep to do, and it sets off that underhook right there that he got on the opposite side. So there it is. Look at that, off balance right to the guillotine. Ankle pick could be there. And that's literally like why I love it so much. It's very versatile. It's not only a sweep. It just gets you into so many good positions. So many good things can come out of it. And it's pretty, it's very low risk. The front headlock now.
Owen's got to be careful because Kainan's got a really good front headlock guillotine game.
Yeah.
Disconnecting the action there. See Heath Pedigo in the corner of Owen.
A nice snap down there. That easily could have been followed by a shot. It was a very nice snap down. And still, there's no points, so they may not elect to use a lot of wrestling yet.
Just a reminder, this is Kainan's third ADCC, 2017. I believe he was only a purple belt when he competed. Had some big wins there, but 2019 obviously is when he won the gold medal. So returning champion in a new weight class, a little lighter, looking equally as jacked. And looking to showcase. I've been hearing some rumors that, and Owen with a nice attempt there. Fireman's carry attempt. I was getting flashbacks of Nick Rodriguez and Muhammad Ali from 2019.
And that was a good adjustment there by Kainan Duarte, because that could have easily been a very, very big takedown.
Kainan Duarte is pacing himself, doing a great job, and coming forward from the butt scoop position now, opting for closed guard. Now I wonder if he's holding him in closed guard because he wants to attack, or he's waiting for the points to set in, change to a new guard position, and then start opening up here. What do you think, Sean Williams?
Yeah, I think you could be right. I mean, he's looked at a clock. I think that's a good place to go. I mean, right now, you might see him start attacking, bring this right knee through the middle here in front of that bicep, because Owen's taking this side angle but that can also help Duarte out a lot, actually, with this angle that he's created. But I think you're right. He gave a glance at the clock. It's only 10 more seconds before points goes. He's got that overhook now. He can start to push away with his right hand, bring the right knee inside. There you go. He's going to bring his right knee to get inside the bicep.
If you guys are watching at home, don't forget we have the multi-mat technology. You can click to watch all 3 mats at the same time, or click on the Flow Zone to have Kenny Florian kind of present you the action on some of the best matches of the evening. Make your choice. Go to the multi-mat technology. You can watch 1, 2, or 3 matches at the same time, or hit the Flow Zone, hosted by Mr. Kenny Florian himself. Back to the action here. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left. Points are now in effect. Kainan Duarte on the bottom in the close guard. Hasn't really attacked too much from this position. Looking to arm drag to the back there.
Yeah, he's using that arm drag and then to that far side underhook. Like an Udagatami position. He might get a sweep. If he can get that elbow a little bit higher, he's climbing up. He's climbing up. He can keep the head inside and actually sweep as well. He doesn't have to be a shoulder crunch position.
Look at the leg placement of Kainan Duarte.
I'd like to see him figure 4 that.
Yeah.
Nice tight figure 4. He might be able to come up with underhooks. That's good observation there, Ricardo.
Thank you, Sean Williams.
Yeah, I was watching our live. I'm watching right on here on the mat side. I wasn't even watching our feed. We have to definitely.
Yeah, he's playing. It's an interesting position of his legs. Keeps bringing him down. There it is again.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got a sweep. He's trying to. I think he's trying to time Owen, trying to proceed forward.
Yeah.
And then look, now going to a body triangle from the bottom position.
Yeah, when the legs get through the guard like that, that is a good time to lock the legs in a body triangle with these double underhooks and literally just creep yourself around to the back. The double underhooks is a really good position there. You can kind of get to the back.
Oh, nice half guard sweep there from Kainan Duarte. I couldn't see the leg entanglement, but I think it was a coyote guard sweep.
Yeah, I think you're right. Got that half guard, probably torqued the knee out a little bit.
Saw the underhook there. Now on top. 2-0, 2:50 to go. And, you know, Kainan Duarte, young black belt, but he's got a lot of experience at the highest level. So similar to Penna, he's up on points, top position. He's going to pace himself. And, you know, if he gets to a submission position, look for him to take it. But he probably will just ride the clock out here and get the victory. A lot of pressure on Owen to escape now. Kainan now up 5-0. Owen gets to his knees, Kainan looking to the back.
Keeping that head up the middle is in really good position. He can walk right over to the mount. That's what he does. That right underhook could just keep moving up and up and up. We could use this left hand on that forearm. It'd be a good idea, and it would just really mash. You can see that now. He's trying to feed that wrist. There it is, and he can pry that out. If you use this, it's a good idea to bring the wrist in line with the body. It just collapses your opponent so much easier.
Yeah, and Kainan's kind of floating on that top right leg there, and you know, there it is, right progression to mount there. I was just going to say, you know, he can continue to pressure on top of that leg or progress the mount, which he just did, racking up more points now. 8-0 is Kainan Duarte. I don't think I've ever seen him mounted in an ADCC match before. A lot of back takes and shootouts, but, you know, still dominant nonetheless. Minute and 15 seconds left in this match. Safe to say Kainan Duarte could get the victory.
Yeah, keeping underhooks is a good idea. He's got a scorpion here or lockdown. He can use that left foot. There he is, using that left foot to free the right foot. But you really want underhooks when these scenarios happen, just to be safe, especially there's a minute left. If Owen tries to explode and get underneath his legs, he tried.
Referee calling Kainan for stalling here, telling him he's got to start working it. And as you say that, Kainan now trying to progress back to a passing position. So one thing I love about ADCC, these referees don't care who you are. They will call you. They will warn you. They will penalize you. They want action.
Yeah.
20 seconds left in this match. The men's 99 division, Kainan Duarte is about to win his first match en route to gold against Owen Livesey. And there it is. Kainan Duarte is victorious. Dominant match. Just tactically, technically, very efficient, very effective. Great job, Kainan Duarte, the young black belt from Atos Jiu-Jitsu, who obviously is a favorite in this division. So your winner, Kainan Duarte. Don't forget, guys, you can tune in on the other matches or use the multi-mat technology to watch all 3 mats at the same time. Here with Mr. Sean Williams, and we're about to call Craig Jones versus Joao Costa in the men's under 99 kilo division. Craig Jones, the most famous Australian competitor of this competition, the world's greatest second place finisher, as we like to call him. Back to ADCC, where he made a big name in 2017 with huge wins in his weight division. And silver medalist 2019, let's not forget, against Joao Costa, who is the Brazilian trials winner.
Oh, look at that. Tap. Udagatami, I believe it was, I couldn't see it from this angle. I was watching live on the mat. I believe that Udagatami might have just separated his elbow. And that win, he went on hard on that. And I got to say, I was just telling somebody the other day, like, Udagatami is a finishable move, but I've very rarely, I don't think I've ever seen an elbow get dislocated from an Udagatami. Well, we might have just seen.
This ought to be a fun one. Henrique Ciccone, second South American Trials winner, one of the most fun athletes to watch in the division, versus Nicolas Meregali. One thing is on Meregali's mind, and that is legacy.
Yes, he's building something great. He has some pretty big goals, and it starts now. I noticed that his left wrist is taped up. I think I saw him actually injure that at the WNO maybe 3-4 weeks ago, whenever that was. So interesting to see if that will be a factor in this match or as the tournament goes on, if he makes it through.
Yeah, one thing about Meregali that's really improved lately is his wrestling, taking down who we just saw win, Rafael Lovato Jr. Oh, and
they thought about joining us over here.
They thought about joining us here at the table, but you know what? We don't want you. Go over there.
Ooh, nice
big arm drag from Henrique Ciccone. Up and down, immediately on the back of Nicolas Meregali.
He is chasing the finish here. He couldn't be happier with this start.
Oh my goodness.
That is a shot across the bow. Meregali in serious trouble in the opening seconds of this round. We hadn't seen him in any trouble in his previous WNO matches. Let's see how he handles adversity now. Back to his feet. And Ciccone says, I'm here to play, I'm here to go.
Very strong start from Henrique Ciccone, my goodness.
Yeah, that's confidence inspiring for Ciccone, you could say that.
Seems that Meregali may even have a little bit of a cut. Oh, great wrestling for Henrique Ciccone, but possibly giving up a bottom position here off of his takedown attempt.
Oh, I think Meregali is happy about that.
Meregali has displayed incredible passing pressure, but great job of Ciccone getting back to his guard before Meregali had a chance to get any of his improving half guard pressure.
Yeah, very interesting choice by Ciccone there. He's feeling very confident on the feet, going for the fireman's carry. And Meregali was able to stay safe. Now we see him maybe looking to entangle a leg. Meregali rolls through.
Oh, chasing the back. Ciccone keeping a hold of that foot, trying to keep himself from harm's way here. And now underneath the leg of Meregali. But look at how great Meregali is at peeling off.
There we go, Jake.
You know what? I got reflexes like a cat, Chase.
You're ready to go.
My goodness.
Ciccone now, back on the feet.
You're going to join us again.
There we go, buddy.
This is ADCC for you.
And you thought you weren't getting any mat time this weekend, Jake.
Nope. I didn't do the trials, but I showed up in a suit, so here we go.
we got ourselves a scrap.
Now, one thing about Henrique Ciccone that is very interesting to note, he went for a very dynamic takedown entry at the beginning. It worked out. Got a good position off of it. Of course, there was no points at that time. Then he went for another dynamic takedown, and it didn't quite work out so well. So I wonder how that'll play into the confidence.
Yeah, great point. Great point. Great point. Also felt the pressure and agility of Meregali on top. I think if he wants to go back to bottom position, he would prefer to be in a much tighter guard.
Yeah, one of the things I love the most about watching the Danaher guys go is their ability to mitigate people getting under their leg. You saw Ciccone through multiple leg entanglement attempts, and Meregali over and over again stepped out and got himself in a better position, even in a better passing position off of them. And now Meregali trying to go around to the back and take the back here. Ciccone reorienting himself underneath.
Meregali finding success on the feet there with those little foot sweeps and trip attempts, throwing off Ciccone's confidence and balance, gets him down to the mat. Meregali has managed maybe to turn the tide a little bit here on this match.
And you can see the coaching style of Gordon Ryan really reflected in John Danaher, or John Danaher really reflected in Gordon Ryan as well. Not very tense. This has been a very intense match, and Gordon looks like he's watching golf.
Yeah, it's amazing he's out here coaching when he's got more work to do today.
Oh, absolutely. It's very poised. It's very careful. It's very tactical and thought out. And that could speak to the success of a lot of the people on New Wave's team. And on B-Team's team, for that matter, since they were also Danaher guys.
6 minutes and 32 seconds left. Just a minute and a half before points.
Oh, Ciccone leaving his arm out there potentially.
Meregali on the neck.
Oh, coming up on the takedown. Big power through by Henrique Ciccone. You cannot keep this guy down.
That great scrambling ability from Ciccone. Meregali, though, answering right back.
And right back on these foot sweeps. There's a little bit of a change in game plan for Meregali here, if you'll notice. He's kicking with his right leg the inside, and at the same time doing a collar, or a really hard collar tie.
Man, we've seen a lot of action, and still not even past the 6 minute marker. There we have it. Less than 60 seconds until points become a factor.
Meregali staying incredibly active, even though points are really not in effect. All of the things that have happened in this match did not yield any points yet. Oh, looking for another duck under, but Meregali right on top of it.
Wow, what a transition from Meregali. Again, hunting the back. Ciccone, though, crafty work, staying pretty safe till now.
Here we go, Meregali on a Kimura. And here it is, Meregali stamps his way to the next round. Look how excited he is.
Meregali's got the crowd on their feet here. And we wondered before this event how Meregali would handle adversity, how he would handle a challenge. Ciccone brought that pressure, and Meregali survived with flying colors.
My goodness. He had one opportunity on a submission and took it. Henrique Ciccone, nothing to be ashamed of. What an epic battle, really. High flying.
Sanchez Jimenez on mat 1. All right, here we go. Black trunks for Gaudio. Elder Cruz in the black trunks. All right, here we go. Right to it, collar ties. Invite after 2 very good trials runs by Elder Cruz. Again, Patrick Gaudio, an invite. Former South American Trials champion, 2019 veteran of ADCC. Holding center position here is Elder Cruz.
Gaudio takes a seat.
Now, Cruz, very good at this flank passing. You'll see him toreando side to side. He's really good at passing to the outside of his opponents.
And he's relentless with it, too. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, his side to side, his cardio for being able to move side to side like that. And when you're moving side to side like that's exhausting for the person on the bottom to have to constantly adjust their hips back and forth, back and forth. Obviously, when you're on your feet, you're moving much easier, much more athletically.
Gaudio, very relaxed, though. You saw just the pace with which he crawled back to the center there. He's looking to make sure that this stays in a pace that he's comfortable with, and that Cruz can't become the front runner for this match too quickly.
And here's the thing, too, is you can't become... Look at that, caught that dogfight right up, almost to the back here is Gaudio. Cruz gets that left arm. I'll tell you what, he had that focus of getting that left arm to block that hip. But, man, how quick was Gaudio up and almost
Yeah, he almost lulled us all to sleep right there with his movement from the bottom. Quick change of pace, change of speed, change of direction. That's what gets you open.
Gaudio would take advantage of this opening 5 minutes to take another seat. Again, flanking to the side, looking to move north-south. Here's Cruz.
Here he goes.
And Gaudio just, frame and sits up. Very nice. That's why it's so hard to score, because you have to get to that position and control it for 3 seconds. And I'm going to tell you that 3 seconds is a slow 3 seconds.
Yeah. And there's no advantage for almost getting the job done either. So you have to score cleanly or you don't score.
And other than that, it's about being the one initiating the action. Cruz on top, 2-on-1ing that top arm. Gaudio
got that knee shield in.
Let's see what he does. Let's see if he tries to get underneath, tries to go to a far leg.
I believe he wants that underhook. You see how he plays with that
he
right
played
arm.
up to that dogfight super quick and right on, almost up to the back with it.
Yeah, he's going to use that knee shield, and as he stays on his side, kind of hides his elbow tight, he's going to look for an overcommitment from Cruz, and there can open the space up for that underhook.
You see Cruz trying, he's trying to get that head and arm control. You see him trying to with that left arm, and Gaudio again gets underneath, gets the underhook like you were saying. Now he looks far side. And nice play here from Gaudio with going from the underhook, which now
uses the deep half to get to the legs here.
Yo, Elder out quick. Elder backed himself out, freed that leg quick. This is where Elder wants to work, I believe. I believe that this is where he can get the most work done. 2 minutes to points here. Minus 99 division. I think it's about 217, 218 pounds or so, flanking right and left. Gaudio able to get himself squared back off. Not even a butterfly, like just V-sit, right? He doesn't even have heels to butter or anything.
Yeah, he's not guarding the inside space at all. He's inviting Elder in there.
And you want to know what?
He's blocking him from the outside, the flanking pass.
Which is smart. It's
that's his style. That's the way that.
And with him wanting to be in that half guard, keeping that wide is bringing, you know what I mean? Keeping that opening for Elder to move forward. Just quick update, Mat 1, Max Jimenez will be moving on to face Felipe Pena in the round of 8. Again, about 1 minute to points here. Top position for Checkmat's Elder Cruz. GF teams Patrick Gaudio seated.
Gaudio is very comfortable out there.
Mercy grips. Pushes back flat. And we have no calls for action, no warnings just yet.
Yeah, it's been constant movement. Neither guy has really looked like they were trying to stall or anything. So.
And you saw what just happened there, right? Where he was trying to scoot into half, and Elder didn't accept it. Elder straightens that left leg back out and gets back to his feet.
Less than 30 seconds points here. Gaudio seated, playing the butterfly guard. Cruz circling around him, looking to flank this guard with about 15 seconds remaining until the points period.
So I will say this too, a lot of times you'll see some athletes who once it turns to that 5 minutes, that points, it's like an explosion. Like bang, they were just saving the energy for it, so.
All right, here we go, points are active. And you can see the pace change immediately from Cruz. Excellent work there with the butterfly guard, keeping him off.
Referee pulls back to center. Nice big mat space today too, B-Mac.
Yeah.
But again, just know that
they're going to test the boundaries.
Is a suggested work area is what I like to call it, because that concrete is still in play.
All right, into the top half guard comes Cruz. He'll be looking to secure an underhook over there on the right and start to flatten him out. Gaudio, though, doing a good job staying up on his side here. And again, hunting for that underhook, waiting for the overcommitment from Gaudio. Maybe trying to set an arm drag on this other side.
And a thing to understand about the rules as well is that from the top, they're looking for forward passing pressure, not downward.
Yes.
So if you're just flattening your opponent out and you're not pushing forward to pass, you're not trying to move your knees and hips forward, they will hit you on that.
2-on-1 on the top for Cruz. He's trying to shut that elbow across.
Just an update, Matt 2, kind of Duarte will move on to the round of 8.
Cruz thinking about reaching through for a
Right.
Darce.
Almost looked Rotolo Darce there, right? Shoot that thing through from half guard. Gaudio keeping framed away. It looks like they're going to get call for action. And it looked like it went towards Gaudio, but it definitely could have went towards both. All right, back to the feet. Now, I think this is where Cruz wants to be.
Yeah,
like we were talking earlier, you see that flank passing.
There he goes.
But again, Gaudio doing such a good job of keeping. Oh, look at this.
Very close there.
Almost tried to hop by.
Good action from Cruz, though.
And listen, from Cruz, it's not like it's even specific hand placements or anything. He is just trying to outflank you from either side. He's just trying to outposition his hips, to your hips. Back off left and right. Gaudio staying squared off with that wide V sit stance. About 2.5 remains. Again, if it's 0-0 moving in or at the end of the match, or even just a tie score at the end of the match, it will move to overtime where all points are a go immediately and you cannot pull guard or you will start receiving a negative. Butterfly position here on the bottom for Gaudio. Now he'll sit off. Again, back to the feet here is Cruz, flanking side to side. Little foot sweep there from the bottom position for
I gotta
Gaudio.
think Gaudio is going to try to wrestle up here at some point in this last 2 minutes and try to get a quick score.
I feel like in that first part of the match when he was able to get to that dogfight and almost up to the back.
That was his indication that he's going to
Yes.
have a play to make.
Yes.
I think so too.
And I think the moment he get Elder, if he can get Elder to a half-guarded situation where he can shoot that underhook, I think he's going to boogie to that quick. Because I'll tell you, when it comes to as far as what's happened dynamically in the match so far to what the judges may be looking at, the biggest piece of action that had happened was honestly the Gaudio wrestle-up.
It's
You know, even though it wasn't,
action,
even though it didn't land any points, didn't even land him in top position. It was the most significant action so far.
Oh, here we
and
go.
Gaudio up to the feet. Now he can't sit without taking a negative. So we got 1:15. Now listen, Cruz is a stud
Very
wrestler.
good wrestler. Very, very good.
Let's see if he starts pawing at the head too. You'll see Elder do a lot of that head, moving the head out of position. Oh, single sweep to the outside there for Cruz.
Wrist control from Elder on his right side, elbow control on the left.
45 seconds to go here. May see our first overtime.
Yeah, I don't think we've had an overtime on any mat yet. Huh?
Nah, I have no idea. I'm not sure on the other mats.
I don't think they've gone to OT out there either.
And we say that without actually not knowing.
Yeah. I'm making stuff up, Jay.
Final 15 seconds here in regulation. I believe we are going to see an overtime. I don't think there's enough time to actually do something, control and score. And there isn't going to be a break either. They'll push them right back to center, throw 5 minutes on the clock, and get started.
Yeah. They go straight to the action in the overtime. Just break them, bring them right back. Clock starts.
All right, 0-0.
goes.
Gaudio, Cruz, we are underway. Now you can pull guard.
Look at this.
Wow, level change right to the single. Good D from Gaudio.
Okay.
Head to head here, Mercy grips in the center. Cruz pushing forward. Ooh. All right, little headbutt. I dig, B-Mac. I'll allow it.
All right, here they come, Jay. You better get your running shoes on. We may have to stay safe.
Gaudio push off here. So if it ends 0-0 after this overtime, you'll see the ref move over to the judges table in the 3. The 2 judges and the referee will decide collectively who will win the match. Trying to get in on a body lock there. Just an update, Mat 2, Craig Jones does move on to the round of 8. Now both guys very active from the feet here. Like, I gotta say, other than the sweeping shots by Elder to just pick up the leg, Gaudio has been active as well. I think Elder has been a bit more active in this overtime. I feel like Elder was a bit more active the whole match, but I think the most significant thing that happened was Gaudio. So it'll be interesting to see how the ref and judges decide.
Okay.
Back to center.
I think he's asking him about the bump. No, he's not. He's giving him.
Yeah, he's saying.
He gave him the warning.
Yeah, he gave.
Warning red.
Yeah, he did give him a warning. So I don't know if that was the first or the second. I believe that might be the second.
He showed him.
He showed him the one. Okay.
The one.
Collar ties here. And also, too, those warnings don't go in. Another sweeping outside and follows up with the double. Stuffed by Gaudio. Nice pairing together there, though, by Cruz, where he went single and then immediately level change, head in the center, went for the double. Now Mercy grips as Elder pushes Gaudio towards the edge.
3 minutes to go here in this overtime period. Somebody's going to have to take control of this match.
Again, this is a tough one. Like I said, well, Elder has definitely been the one initiating the action. If they base it, strictly off who was the aggressor moving forward, it's going to have to be Cruz. But again, Gaudio was almost on his back.
This is what you expect from an 8-9 match, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be like they're number 8 and number 9. They're seated right next to each other, so you expect the matchup to be very hotly contested. Getting aggressive now. Elder hanging on the head. Gaudio hanging on the head.
Halfway through this OT.
And listen, the slipperiness is a huge factor 13 minutes into a match. I mean, it's very hard. Your technique has to be super clean. You have to get really deep to get the grips that you want. You need real body connection, not just reaching out and grabbing with your hands.
And I'm going to tell you, in this overtime from the feet, I think Elder's on like 3 or 4 level changes to actually trying to pick up the leg. So he's definitely been the aggressor. There's another one, getting deeper each time. Oh, wow. Oh, Gaudio almost countered. Gaudio almost countered, and Elder almost countered right back. Very nice. They'll move him back to center here. Head-to-head here. In a absolutely jam-packed Thomas and Mack Center here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Jay Regobuta here with B-Mac. Oh, man, went hard on that foot sweep too, right?
I'm calling that a leg kick, dog.
You're going to see that all day. You're going to see that kind of stuff all day. A lot on the line here for all these guys. Such an opportunity. Nice single again here, but Gaudio stuffs him with the whizzer.
From Cruz, though. Cruz's commitment to the shots and to the aggression as the wrestler, offensive wrestler, is just superior right now to Gaudio's. And I got to think that if this last minute goes without a score, that we're going to see that.
Gaudio, when he shoots, he has so much distance to make. You know what I mean? He was so far away, like
no
Elder didn't even have to really sprawl, just puts those hands out. Gaudio looking on the snap down. Gaudio had some nice foot sweep attempts countering off Elder's shots when he would posture back up, but we're in the final.
Oh, look at that
nice snap down.
Yeah, Elder really taking the lead.
If he could put Gaudio to a knee like that, he would have put my head through the floor. Nice sweeping, foot sweep attempt again by Gaudio. Last 30 seconds, they're going to sell out here. At least I hope so.
I think they are.
Winner of this will take on last 2019's plus 99 kilo champion,
10 seconds.
Kenan Duarte. Gaudio, little reach in for a shot here, and we are going to go to judges' decision for the first time on mat 3 at least today. So you'll see the referee move over. If I had to if I had to make a guess on this, I'm going to say Elder, just because of how many times he was initiating action. Like I said, Gaudio did have that very nice half guard up to dogfight, looking for the back that wasn't successful. Significant motion, but I think Elder's work ethic throughout the fight gives him the win.
You made the call.
Elder Cruz at a check mat, making his way to the round of 8.
Great
to face Kanan.
Sit for the first 5 minutes of the match. And before the points regulation time comes into play, he stands up and starts to wrestle. So we'll see how that works. Like you said, Paul Ardea, usually a wrestler, and he will use that as he quotes good old wrestling if he can't get the leg lock stuff going. Here we go. Actually, it would be Paul Ardea sitting first. But like you said, Chase, Vinicius Trattor known for really heavy half guard pressure. And I think that'll be a key to Paul Ardea's victory. Is going to be to avoid half guard. As you can see in the background there, Saul Garcia, ADCC legend, in the corner of Vinicius Trattor.
Trattor also spent, I believe, a fair amount of time with Bernardo Faria, which informed a lot of this game. We see, though, Ardea starting to think about maybe going for some Kani Basami action there, hunting the legs. But Trattor definitely closing down the space. Something he does the best.
And the beautiful thing about the false reap that you talked about earlier is it's a way to sort of hide the fact that you want to initiate a heel hook situation. So you throw your leg over the partner's hip and you hook the leg underneath your own leg, and it looks incredibly awkward until you spin underneath. And then you're stuck further than you're ready to defend at that point.
So at number 2, Dwayne Jones and Joao.
I think some of the key grips that Vinicius Trattor is going to want to continue to make throughout this match is definitely a control over the ankles of Paul Ardea. Paul looked like a freight train at the ADCC West Coast Trials, just absolutely killed it in the bracket. And you got to wonder how much of that has Vinicius Trattor studied. It seems to me like he's doing a great job avoiding certain situations.
At the same time, I'm happy to see Trattor looking to pass on the feet quite a bit early. Sometimes he will go down on both knees, and it can really become a grinding match.
You know, Paul Ardea does have a grip over the, well, he had a grip over the ankle, and upon feeling Vinicius Trattor's underhook, he opted to let go, get some space. Now looking like a little bit more of the false reap. As you can see, he's got that right arm hooked on the calf of Vinicius Trattor. You can see it right there. And he's throwing his left leg over the hip. To be honest, the position is a little bit difficult to explain in a layman's terms. It's just, it's a way to hide the fact that you want to get under the leg. And now we see Vinicius Trattor initiating the bottom side position.
Oh, looking to shoot that body lock pass is Trattor. It looks like he's nearly connected the hands. The fingers are not interlocked or clasped, but they're both underneath the back. There he's adjusting the grip now. This is much better position here for Trattor.
And this is something that Trattor is known for, right? He's known for getting really uncomfortably tight and just slowly passing, slowly making his way past people's guards. Paul Ardea is doing the right thing, though. He's keeping his head far away from Vinicius's head. The moment Vinicius Trattor's head gets close to Paul Ardea, then we have to start thinking the pass is nigh.
Yeah, good work there from Ardea. Get into a much safer position. But you have to wonder, too, if Trattor is going to sell out on that pass when points are not a factor. Maybe he just wants to get a look at it, see what Ardea does, the reaction he might face later when that pass would count for a lot more.
Absolutely. 1 minute until that actually comes to effect, and we'll see Chase. If if your words come to fruition. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought today, if you were starting to think that today is crazy and the matches are insane, just wait. Tomorrow we'll be back live here on FloGrappling. You can follow the brackets on arena.flograppling.com. ADCC has put together the biggest show in grappling history. Mojasm really making the athletes feel like rock stars here.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this. We're seeing what looks to be just a warning there from our referee. Asking for a little more action, and really at ADCC, they do not like you moving backwards, whether it's on the feet or if you're passing. You cannot do that too many times without being warned or penalized. Okay, there's just 2 seconds left now. Points are nearly in play. There we have the call.
Coming up to his knees. Oh, now it seems like both of these athletes and a lot of the competitors today are really favor that body lock. It's a very limiting, very immobilizing pass. Your lower back is completely compromised and you can't move very well when somebody's passing your guard with the body lock. You see a lot of it in today's like modern no-gi metagame.
Absolutely, because guys have gotten so good at scrambling away from the pass, which would negate the points. So if you have a tight clasp around the waist, you have one more way to slow that down and maybe get a good grip on them. At ADCC, that's especially important here, as you need over 75% of the back pinned flat on the mat for those pass points to actually count.
Absolutely, and if there's one opening off of a successful body lock pass that the person getting their guard pass might have, it's to turn their back, which is not much better. So it's really a popular option for good reason. Greg Jones on mat number 2 just secured a very quick submission over João Costa.
Oh, arm drag attempt there from Trator. Had a nice bite on it, but Ardea reacts well.
Yeah, from the butterfly guard, I expect Trator to have a little bit of a different game plan than what we might see out of Ardea. Ardea might be looking to engage more of a leg entanglement-based game, where Trator might be looking for some of those butterfly sweeps, some of those arm drags, like his coach, Marcelo Garcia. And you know, Chase, so far, a really competitive match.
Yeah, very evenly paced. You know, in the back of my mind, I'm considering the strategies approach here. If Trator was more confident in his guard versus Ardea's passing abilities versus the opposite situations. That's why he chose maybe at the points period to stay seated, thinking he has a better option from there. Maybe Ardea would have preferred at this point in his career to play on bottom, which is kind of strange to think, looking back at his past runs at ADCC and trials.
Yeah, it's so interesting. We just saw Vinicius Trator from the seated position try to do an arm tap double leg. To tap the shoulders, tap the arms off of his shoulders and go for a double leg from the seated position.
If you guys have had a chance to either watch the ADCC rules meetings or seminars led by Mojasm, or be there in person, you would know one of the strategies that he recommends is, if you're a guard player or in the scenario we're seeing play in front of us, your job is to keep aggressively moving forward. That shows that you are initiating. Again, that's the name of the game here at ADCC. Pushing forward, initiating, being the attacker. If this is to go to a decision, that is the #1 criteria, more or less.
Absolutely. And you know, one thing Paul Ardea is doing, in light of what you just said, Chase, is he's moving side to side much more often than he's moving back. He's only moving back when absolutely necessary, which I think is a very important thing, like you just brought up. And if you're somebody who has not watched ADCC ever before and you're a newcomer here to FloGrappling, welcome. The rule set here is a little different than IBJJF, but it enables for a lot more wrestling exchanges, some very exciting, fast-paced motion, and it brings out some of the most interesting styles in the world, really.
There's a ton of strategy involved to be successful at ADCC. We're approaching here nearly to our final minute of regulation. There will be an overtime period should there be no score on the board.
So far, a very impressive, stifling showing of Paul Ardea on top against the 2019 ADCC silver medalist. Oh, we'll see if Vinicius Trattor gets in on a leg. He's underneath.
Oh, that looks
He's got a full reap on Vinicius, on Paul Ardea.
Incredible exchange here from Trattor.
Oh, Paul keeping his legs away from from Vinicius Trattor. I'm getting so mixed up, Chase. That was...
He's not done yet. He's looking to wrestle up here. Chase in the back. There's not a lot of time left. I'm seeing just 10 seconds on. He's got one hook in. Can he get it done? He'll need to secure the position for 3 seconds.
Paul Ardea doing everything he can to stop from that extra hook getting in.
Just a little too late here. We're going to go to overtime. Amazing last gasp there from Trattor in regulation, but Ardea survives the flurry. We're moving on to a 5-minute overtime period. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I got mixed up over my words, Chase. I was trying to remember who was who in that situation.
Overtime on match number 1.
Now, in the overtime periods, points are in effect immediately, meaning there's no chance to sit to guard here in a conventional way. Now, there are strategies around this. You can, for example, shoot for a takedown and commit to that takedown in an authentic way for 3 seconds or more, and then end up in guard, and it should not count against you. That's a strategy some people actually employ to great effect, especially in the finals later in the day. Oh, we're seeing a negative being awarded here to Paul Ardea, so that already kicks up the intensity.
It's a very, very interesting development, and it's hard to say what the negative point was for. Maybe for something, an infraction that happened on the feet regarding maybe an Orlando Sanchez style collar tie. This is a good situation, Chase, for Paul Ardea, game plan-wise. You know, the skill set he possesses. Maybe he could take the match to the ground with his wrestling pedigree. Taking somebody like Vinicius Trattor down, very difficult, but now Vinicius Trattor getting a stern talking to.
Yeah, he would really prefer not to take a penalty right now, give away that lead. Takedown is worth 2 points if you end up in the guard or in an open guard position. 4 points if it's called a clean takedown, where you end up in side control, for example.
Oh, Vinicius Trattor getting up on the takedown.
Good look from Trattor, pushing the pace, doing exactly what our referee asked for.
Yeah, and it was really interesting too. He actually shot, went to sit, and then used that sit to disengage the sprawl of Paul Ardea. Paul had a beautiful sprawl, Vinicius sat, and that, I think, made Paul think, okay, he's going to set guard now, I can disengage the sprawl.
We've seen a second negative awarded to Paul Ardea there on our scoreboard, meaning he'll need to do a takedown and more to advance further into the competition here.
Yep, he's got a single leg opportunity here. See if he can make the most of it. Oh, picks it up and down goes Vinicius Trattor, but a great recovery.
Yeah, great use of the scramble there from Trattor to get back to the feet in a clean way. It was a good attempt from Ardea, but not enough.
ADCC, in comparison to other tournaments, is, you know, it's just such an exhausting competition. Really, you are pushed to your physical and mental limit in this tournament. You can really see, even right now, this is the first round, and both athletes are really giving it everything they got. It's not just a war of who's better, it's a war of who's more physically fit, of who feels better that day. You're really seeing the best person today winning.
Ardea, nice headlock nearly there. But absolutely right, Jake. Can be a battle of attrition, a war of attrition there as things grind down in the last minute and 45 seconds of this match. Ardea has to start feeling the pinch there, that scoreboard, knowing he's down 2 penalties. You know he'd be disappointed to go down that way.
Absolutely not. One minute and 10 seconds remaining. Naturally, for Vinicius Trator, not a lot of urgency, but as we wind down to the last minute of this match, see if Paul Ardea starts to set up something with a little more haste.
I think Trator may be willing to take a potential penalty here, knowing he has 2 to give.
Oh, inside trip from Paul Ardea! Oh, and a great reversal for Vinicius Trator right into a 10-finger guillotine.
He shouldn't stop. At ADCC, you do not give up the position or action until the referee says stop. That's what we may be seeing here. So he has a nice chin strap. Maybe even a 10-finger guillotine, kind of hard to see from my vantage point.
Yeah, he definitely did. Vinicius Trator had both arms connected underneath Paul Ardea's chin.
He's putting the squeeze on. You see some intensity. Ardea, though, out of danger from any submissions there, but looking at an insurmountable situation here as we have the last 10 seconds of this match.
Oh, looking like a super duck attempt. About with 2 seconds left, Vinicius Trator is going to move on in the above 99-kilogram bracket. Really a war of attrition there. Either athlete giving themselves much lead.
Griffith out of New Wave. All right, here we go. 10 minutes. Round of 16 match. Yuri Simoes, Luke Griffith. Just an update, Mat 1, Rafael Lovato moves forward with a submission victory. Luke Griffith trying to shuck by here.
Griffith is an animal. He's the young blood. Everybody's talking about this kid right now.
His trials run was super impressive. And, you know, listen, he's training over there with Gordon and Big Dan, Nicholas Marigali, who, if he wins, he would have to go, you know, and Marigali wins, he would have to face him in the next round as they are teammates. Inside collar for Griffith.
Yuri has a significant experience advantage here.
Oh,
I mean,
Matt, in the rule
legend.
set alone, let alone just time served.
Yeah, specifically in this rule set.
Yeah.
You know, just he's been there. Not only has he been out here and done this many times, he's been out here and won this many times.
Now you'll see Griffith doing what you see a lot of these new wave guys do, where they look for that underhook and then they'll pull down on the head, where they're trying to, again, move your head out of position. They stay very active with moving the head out of position. And look at this, they're just addressing the finger gripping
by so.
Yuri. Yuri under Kyotera.
Level change by Yuri.
The John Danaher disciple. Just keeping that elbow in tight, right? Is Yuri. Nice. Man.
Exactly the call you just made.
Luke looks smooth, right?
He looks dangerous. Yuri's got his hands full here. This kid's no pushover. This match here, in a lot of ways, is the story of the whole tournament. It's the old guard versus the young bloods.
Yeah. Yuri, little level change, head centered, but stuffed by Griffith. You see he's going to let that go. Where they're at, they could still push themselves back, and you see Jarno just pushing them back to center. Inside collar for Griffith, and you see that little slight head movement. That's Griffith's elbow pulling. He's pulling Yuri's head down like we were talking about earlier, forcing him to have to posture back. It's exhausting.
Yeah, somebody that's really good with that, you feel their entire body weight through that collar tie. It's not just a strong grip on the neck like you might suspect. Oh, look at that shucking up into the
we got
underhooks.
plenty of mat room right now.
Yeah.
Push back to center. They're saying he's slippery. They're asking him to wipe down, which he's more than. Thinks he's okay.
He said, "No, man, I rubbed him. He feels just fine to me."
And they're very big on that. I mean, it's in the rules meeting and everything that you check for any kind of slippery substances, no hair gel, anything like that. Again, the rules are strict here at ADCC.
They should be.
The 2022 version here, Big B-Mac. We've been waiting on this for 3 years. Luke Griffith still inside collar tie here, framing off now Yuri as he went 2-on-1. And listen, Yuri is a big dude. Dude, Luke's got like...
Luke makes him look small.
Right? Trying to get in double unders on a body lock here.
Oh, shuck for Yuri.
Gets to that body lock, hands connected. And I'll tell you what, Luke Griffith did not even wait to pull the trigger. He stepped in front to throw that threat to get that unlocked by Yuri. He knew he was in a situation where Yuri was getting ready for an elevation for a mat return. All right, now Griffith will sit.
Interesting.
Yuri pushing forward. Half guards off to the left side.
Ooh. He went for that chin strap there and tried to sit out across his hip.
Yuri was looking body lock. Now he'll scoop grip under that leg. Not butterflied, not shielded off either.
Oh, big elevation over on mat one.
Trying to move past this guard here with the scoop grip. Now listen, this is a way to get past that top leg. Like we were looking at in the last match where Devontae had a problem figuring out that top leg. Yuri showing a little, a way to get past that. Yeah, and I think, man, I'll be honest with you, B-Mac, I think a lot of the passes that we're going to see today are going to move to north-south.
I think they're going to have to.
Yeah, I think it's the only way to secure a position to score with the level of athletes that we have on the mat. They're going to be so good at getting themselves knee-elbow connection and back to a guard that passing north-south is almost going to be eminent in almost all these weight classes. Yuri Samos still top position on his knees with a half butterfly from Griffith.
And Yuri plays this old school passing. He wants to get low and make a move through your guard. He's trying to come through you.
Yeah. And he's strong, agile, technical. And again, well-versed in this rule set. And we're about 15 seconds off from points here, B-Mac. Again, we're in the final matches of the minus 99 here before we move on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We did have matches already start for 88. So, again, you can go back to Flow Arena and already look at those minus 99 and plus 99 matches.
Points now. Yuri forcing himself into the half guard.
Nice.
Luke tries to invert to get away.
Here.
Yuri spins out towards the back.
Look how tight he's staying to the hips. Nice follow around by Yuri.
Knows how to play that body.
Yeah.
Look, tries to throw the hooks from the standing.
Nice roll through there.
Still there, though. Yuri still there.
Yuri chasing, staying on the hip. Griffith, good job of staying elusive here. Back to the body lock here,
Yuri
trying to roll through.
To him. First hook.
There it is. All right, so single hook in from the back here for Yuri.
To score that second hook. He's got the underhook on that top side.
Seatbelted off, right? There's no threat with that right arm over top, right?
Yeah,
yeah, he's just seatbelted
like
off. No hook in just yet, and you see Griffith paying very close attention to that top hook. We're in the points period now, and here's the thing with these positions that you'll see is a position like back is once Yuri gets that secondary leg in and gets the control or body triangle, he will be able to remove it, then open up and he gets that second one in.
He threatened the neck. Caltera was telling him in the corner, threaten the neck to expose that hook.
He's going to get the points there.
Oh, but he's also going to end up on bottom.
Now, here's the deal. Because he went back, it was a chest-to-back situation and rolled through, there won't be any kind of point exchange. And he hasn't been awarded points yet.
Yeah,
with
I don't
Yuri,
think he's gonna. I don't think
yeah.
he held the position long enough to score right there.
Yeah, and what's that's going to be based off of is, and it does seem like he was there for more than 3 seconds. I get that, but it was the amount of control the judges felt he had. If they didn't feel like he had control, full control for 3 seconds, they're not going to award it. And that's where we're in now. And look at this head and arm control for Luke Griffith, and he is almost to the back.
And now he's climbing the back.
Oh, he's already threatening with this right arm. Yuri able to move himself
using
back
that deep
around. The
half.
wrestle's up.
Yuri Samoa's using that deep half to reverse the position.
No points scored, but a lot of action.
All of that exchange.
Nothing.
No score.
Not a single point. That's what they said. It's hard to score in this rule set. And not only hard to score in this rule set, B-Mac, but like the level of athlete and the intelligence of the athletes in this year's Worlds is just on another level. The coaches, the competitors know the rules much better than they have in the past.
They have to take it more seriously than they've ever had to take it before.
This is the big show.
We're packing out the Thomas and Mack Center now. We're bringing in people internationally and putting 15,000 people in the stands in Las Vegas. It's not
it's
in a
game.
high school gym anymore.
It's nice to see jiu-jitsu here right now, though, B-Mac. Really nice.
It's amazing. I can't believe I get to be a part of it, even on this little small level.
Just over 2 minutes remain here. No score. Luke Griffith out of New Wave. Cayo Terra Association's Yuri Samoes. And I'll tell you, like, you know, I haven't been calculating initiations or writing anything down like that, but this is a close one right now, B-Mac.
It feels like it to me for sure. I mean, we've both guys have had great moments where they nearly scored the back. Both guys have had opportunities in the wrestling. But what we did see is that Luke sat to his guard and Yuri, oh, look at that, in deep on a double. Good sprawl by Luke. Yuri staying with it. Luke turns to the turtle to avoid the point. Yuri again, and he had a lot of success with this earlier. Minute 20 to go. Yuri in a great position to find himself on the board.
Griffith has just, he's looked like a veteran. He looked like he's been doing this for a long time, man. The young South African.
Did a great job turning to face, getting that underhook to find himself back in the neutral position here. Almost to the 1 minute mark.
Collar ties here for Griffith and Samoes. Under a minute. Just a little update, Matt 1. Nicholas Marigali has moved on to the round of 8.
You got a Kimura.
Oh, there's the shot.
Oh, Anaconda attempt here from Yuri.
Yeah, he went figure 4 really, really quick here. I think it's going to be hard to finish somebody like Luke with that grip already. You almost want to stay palm to palm and put him in a tough position and then look to figure 4 off.
Snap him down.
Yeah, Luke able to quad pod here and make his shoulders very wide.
Yeah, but this is a big advantage for Yuri.
A big thing that's happening here in regulation, right? Like you said, you're judging the whole match. So this is another significant attempt here by Yuri.
I mean, he might take a gator roll right here just to try.
That's what I felt like he should have done. Keep the hands locked and gator roll and then look to figure 4.
A big sit through to his right hip here too. Could
Yeah.
put his hip to the ground. But we're gonna see the overtime period.
All right, here we go. And you see no hesitation right up. So, man, judging that that first part of it, like, any idea who you would have going ahead going into this?
I would have
no
Samoas
idea
for sure.
on
Yeah,
anything,
obviously it's just the opinion of the uninformed, the very handsome,
Yes.
but the uninformed over here. But I would definitely have to swing towards Samoas.
Yeah. Impressive, it's
It's
first
not a
10
blowout.
minutes by Luke. But, yeah, I think Samoas has had the more significant of the exchanges.
And he's put himself in position to have opportunity to score more times. He's found himself around on that back position with the body lock. Held on, even though Luke did a great job, turned to his turtle or got back to his feet or even tried to counter, it's been constantly Yuri finding himself in that spot, putting himself in position to score even though he hasn't been able to do it yet.
And Yuri does a lot of regular wrestling too. Like,
yeah, he's very
regular
good.
sport wrestling. So, to say he has an advantage here for sure, but let's not forget, like, Luke Griffith, they have guys like Satoshi Ishii in there helping them prepare for this tournament. So he's going to be well aware of any kind of takedowns coming in, but I got to give the slight advantage in the wrestling to Yuri. maybe not even slight, just the advantage in wrestling to Yuri. And again, experience. Like
look at
Yuri's
that
been
arm
here.
drag.
Oh, man. Head-to-head here in the center. 3.5 remains. Round of 16 match here in the minus 99 kilogram division. Thomas and Mac Center here in Las Vegas with B-Mac. Amazing, dude. Oh, almost to the body lock here.
Here he's got the hands together. S grip.
Trying to angle. Dude, again, Griffith does a good job of using his whizzer to position his hips to get himself neutralized.
And it was that pommel back to the underhook over here on his right side that saved him again.
Inside position for Griffith. Center position here for Griffith.
Under 3 minutes remains.
Now, I didn't write any down. I didn't see no warnings just yet. Right now,
I don't
as I
think
say
so.
that, you see the ref look at his watch. I'm going to tell you the only reason the ref is looking for his watch is he's trying to see how much time he thinks has lapsed since they tried something.
Yeah, and they were telling us in the rules meeting they might give you 20 to 30 seconds, but after that mark, they're going to start calling for action or passing out warnings. And he's getting close to him over there.
And you'll see the ref keep looking over at the judges' table. Still in center here, framed off with an inside position is Griffith looking to get an underhook here. Now over tie. Final 2 minutes here. Still holding center position here is New Wave's Luke Griffith. Yuri
Lucas looked great.
Oh, right? Again, not nervous energy. You know what I mean? Like, looks like he's been here before. And this is a young kid, man.
Well, you gotta
moved all the way from South Africa over to the United States to get training with, one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, you got to think being a part of that New Wave camp in preparation, he may not have been here under the lights, but then again, none of these guys have been under lights like this.
Yeah, not like this. This is different. This is different. And being here and seeing this many people in the stands, as it is quiet here, but there's 10,000 people here, Almost to the back here is Yuri. Nice little go behind.
Again.
Griffith really focusing on his balance. You see now turn in again.
Ooh,
Yuri able to turn
turtle.
down. Back to the feet is Griffith.
And look at that,
Man,
feeds that underhook
geez.
back in.
How many times do you think he practiced that in practice?
I don't know, but he's
1,000,
done it.
right?
He's probably done it 4 times here in this matchup so far. But again, though, that plays to Yuri.
For sure.
Now 45 seconds to go.
Circling from center position here is Samoz. Inside tie. Mercy grip to the other side. Now he tie clinches. Final 30 seconds. See if anybody makes a last-ditch effort. Again, we're in a situation where 20 seconds to score in this rule set is not a lot of time.
It's not. I mean, you got to have the guy in position for
And
at least
control.
3. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, we are going to go to a judge's decision here. Luke Griffith, Yuri Samoz. The winner of this will take on Nicholas Marigali. All right, so if I got to pick, I'm going Yuri. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that was quick.
I feel like that was a pretty obvious
Yeah,
one.
pretty obvious decision here. Kyotera Association's Yuri Samoz is going to move on to face another New Wave competitor in Nicholas Marigali in the round of 8.
Marigali won by Kimura during his match over there.
And you can see all these matches by going right back on to Flow Arena now. There are
Great back player, has an excellent Kimura game. Devontae Johnson is a man.
Look, dude, both these guys are jacked. Yeah, I mean, everybody here is jacked, but yeah,
Kyle couldn't pull guard fast enough.
this is where he wanted to be.
That's
And
exactly
you know
what he wanted to do.
Johnson knew that too.
Yeah, no secret about Kyle's strategy. He wants to get in there, get to his guard, and get the job done. He's one of the stronger footlockers in this division for sure. But Devontae, an incredible athlete, very good passer,
Both these guys making their ADCC debuts here. Bame seated off to his right hip as Johnson circles left, circles away from him, almost trying to drag him off to that opposite hip.
Yeah, I think so. Not willing to step into that inside space until he's got the angle that he's comfortable with.
And you have to watch it here. Here's a situation where a bottom player can start to force warnings and calls for action to the top player by moving forward.
Yeah, Kyle's the aggressor here. He's moving forward, and so if Devontae continues to play around the outside of the guard like that without forward motion, I mean, they talked about that in the rules meeting. They will penalize the top fighter for that.
Devontae, and listen, understandably so that Devontae is trying to pick his moment to put that leg inside. You have to, you know, you have to kind of pick and choose, but you have to at least do it in a way where you're moving forward.
And he has to do it in a way where he can step in without offering Kyle the inside space or a quick pummel back to the inside space, because that's exactly what Kyle's going to be looking for. If he can get to the inside with one or both of his butterflies, and there you go, Jay. This is exactly what you were mentioning before. They're going to hit Devontae with a warning right there for not engaging the pass.
And here's what that's going to force. That's going to force Devontae to have to move forward when he's not ready to. What an opportunity for Bame. But you want to know what? Bame did that for himself by staying aggressive, pushing forward. Now looking to Toriundo. Again, Bame's ability to lasso that leg right back over that extended arm from that you know, hip post position. He's going to have to address that. Bame's going to be able to circle that over every time. He's going to have to get tight to him at some point, right? He's going to there it is. Now let's see if he actually puts a leg inside.
So quick pummeling back to the inside. And look at that. Aggressively pummels, too.
Yeah.
You're liable to get kicked right there if you just come sticking your head in that space.
Bame works his way off to half here. Johnson, you see, trying to slide the hips back, but again, his hips need to move forward.
And Kyle will definitely look for the Kimura over here on his right, Devontae's left arm. So if Devontae comes in low to try to pass, Kyle plays into that half or that knee shield, he'll definitely be thinking about that Kimura over on that far side. And he's very good once he has that position.
Yeah. You see him trying to get that top leg back inside, like you said, maybe to switch it off to far to the outside and go Ashi up on the outside. Butterfly in, nice hop across here, but again, Bame able to just square back up.
Easy recovery there.
Devontae, top position here from Unity. Bottom position for 10th Planet's Kyle Bame. Again, one with a...
Kyle's still the guy moving forward, even though Devontae has sort of changed levels with his game.
Yeah. And again, where you could see it is where is Devontae's hips compared to Bame's hips, you know? If his hips stay between knee and ankle, you know what I mean? You're never going to get past that guard. He has to, you know, get his hips and shoulders into a position where he's passing knee to hip.
Yeah, I think Devontae's going to have to be careful right here that he doesn't get hit with another warning.
And we're 1 minute out. I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't hit him with a warning moving in to the points period. And look at this, staying tight. Again, Bame. And Bame has enough dexterity as a big guy to where he can play those, you know, play getting his knees back inside, re-guarding fairly easily.
40 seconds until the point period here.
When they do stats on fighters, I'd like to know what the lat width is for these two. I'd like to see that comparatively.
It's got to be a factor in the win, right?
In the Darces and Anacondas, at least. Just an update on Mat 1. Vinicius Trattor will move on to the round of 8.
All right. We're at 5 seconds to points here. I got to think Devontae's going to start to really turn the gas up. All right, points period.
And sometimes, it's funny too, because sometimes you'll see people right at that 5 minute mark. I mean, the moment it changes, they just step on the gas immediately. This is a little bit of a different situation. Clearly, Devontae does not want to get into the leg exchange. with Bame. It's obvious. Now you see him trying to step over, but
yeah, look how Bame's using the ridge of his hand there and his forearm to pressure against Devante's face. As Devante tries to come forward against that, Kyle's just leaving that simple little frame right there and giving him problems.
The biggest thing that Devante has to get by is that top leg of Bame. He has to figure out how to situate that left leg so that he can get around, because that left leg is what's stopping everything right now. The frames are helping.
If he comes forward, if Devante comes forward while Kyle has that butterfly hook, we're going to see leg lock exchanges. If he comes forward while it's in a knee shield and he's able to get close while it's a knee shield, we're going to see that Kimura game from Kyle.
And that's what's so hard to get by with Bame, is to get by that shield. He does such a good job with it. And playing between leg and Kimura.
Here comes the referee. He's about to say something.
Yeah, so we just saw from the judges table too. Marco just put up that he's giving a warning, so that's looks like that's 2. Because I don't see a negative thrown up yet. So yeah, that looks like that's 2 warnings for Devante.
It seems like they give one. They give the symbol with one finger for a warning or 2 fingers for a warning, and then they start going to negative points. But the call for action, like you said, that's not the same thing as a warning. A call for action is just a admonishment from the referee to keep this thing moving. 3 minutes and 15 seconds, though. Still 0-0. And here comes Devante getting a little lower.
And you see him trying to bring that right arm underneath that time. And again, Bame just does a good job of pummeling. Now you see him scooping. I believe this is what Devante's got to do. He's got to either start stacking Bame, or he brings his heels past his hips, and start flanking the outside there, or he's got to get his arm past that leg. He's got to force him into a traditional half guard and not shield it off. Because Bame hasn't even really used a butterfly. He's been sticking to shield.
He hasn't had to just yet. Devante hasn't been able to close the distance well enough to force the butterfly hook to be the active form of guard. 2.5 minutes. Kyle starting to think about moving underneath here. Devante really digging in, trying to create that pressure, but just excellent guard retention from Bame.
There hasn't even really been a close pass, like nothing even remotely close. Don't get me wrong, he's forcing him to re-guard, but Bame has just done an exceptional job of making his guard just unpassable.
Kyle moves forward with his guard, trying to go to a closed guard here maybe. Less than 2 minutes.
Changes the level a bit here, and again, you see that left knee pop up and just completely disrupt everything Devante was doing. That left knee, see how that just keeps popping up? That just disrupts everything. And again, scooping it to try to get it at least over your shoulder and then fight the bottom leg, or bringing Bame's heels over his shoulders. Like, you have to address his legs somehow. Easier said than done. So much easier said than done.
Minute 15. Kyle keeps giving the hint that he might want to go underneath into that spot, but every time he starts to cut a little bit of an angle to make the move under the hips, Devante pulls back.
Looked like he was going to think and wrestle up there for a second, right?
For a second.
It looked like those hands went wide and head went center. Final minute.
Okay.
All right,
referee
so
conferring with the table.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, nothing.
Half guarded off to the right side. Here is Bame. Johnson on top. Off into a butterfly now. Oh, no, sorry. He was still shielded on that other leg. Even a butterfly, I think, would be better for Devante.
And now here's an under.
A full butterfly.
Here's a scoop grip on that.
He did scoop on
right
the top.
side.
I got the ref right in front of me. He's like, oh, there we go. Now, see how he has his hand. He's made it underneath. But again, that knee, that lasso coming over top has to be addressed. He'd almost be better off standing and stepping in and fighting off an
and here goes Kyle underneath.
That's what he was looking for the whole time. Got to that
Kyle attacks the leg. He goes from top to bottom with that.
He's going to get to inside Senkaku from here. Looks like, right? He's looking to collect that far leg.
But time is running out.
And that's it. We're going to go to overtime. Wow. Bame started attacking. They'll pull back to center. Now Bame can't pull.
So
he's going to have to, so for Bame to get guarded, he's going to have to take a shot and really, really try to take down Devontae for 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then he could pull himself back.
yeah, and that's a huge, huge part of the rules here. It's not that you can't get to your guard. You have to show definitive effort for at least 3 seconds of trying to complete the shot or to complete the takedown.
You have to try the takedown.
It's got to be
Just
legitimate.
grab the single and fall back on it. Your knees have to be in a motion going forward.
So even though Kyle went from the bottom position to the top position there at the end, they didn't award the reversal.
No, because he would have had to have been chest to chest for 3 seconds.
Even though his hip was on the ground.
Correct. They're not chest to chest, even so much to where they're touching, just facing each other, chest to chest. Push back to center here.
And again, the referee going to go back to the judges' table. And you can see Eddie Bravo in the corner of Kyle. He's just giving him the go sign. He said, you've got to push the pace.
Yeah, and I have to believe that the judges are either about to give out a penalty or about to tell, they're either giving out a penalty, a warning, or going to tell one guy to pick up the pace. Okay, so
they want more action from Kyle now.
And they just gave Devontae the penalty.
And Devontae has a negative point.
Okay, so Bame is up, and I'm not surprised at that negative. I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
those
it's been a
guys
long
got
time
hit
coming.
with the warning. Yeah. So up by a negative point right now is Kyle Bame, but he has to stay active because he may be one warning away from getting a negative as well.
Yeah, well, you know what else this does is this gives Kyle an opportunity to pull into his guard without going behind on the score now. So if he felt that he had to, he could to get the action going.
For
and
sure,
try to convince
he could give up the negative, thinking that he's already ahead in as far as activity for the entire match.
Or thinking that, listen, if I'm gonna score, I've got to do it from here.
Yeah. And again, that's going to push it to a judge's decision. And right now, if I had to pick in a judge's decision, I'm probably going Bame.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Right?
3 minutes left in this overtime period. Okay, Devontae getting a little deeper now. You got to think that Devontae has a bit of a wrestling advantage here.
Sure, I think
right?
so, yeah.
Even though Kyle is, he's a good wrestler, but that's not necessarily the game that he's known for. But he's faring well right now. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Devontae changes levels. Kyle frames him out of there. And here comes the referee just taking another step towards him. I got my eye on him.
He looks like he's itching to say something,
Yeah,
right?
he's ready. He's looking to the table now.
And that's what you'll see. You'll get communication from the judges' table to the referee.
I think the next warning is going to Kyle.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 20 seconds.
And look, this referee's going to go right over to the table and say, what do you think? This is what I mean. This is they're not going to put up with any kind of stalling or backing up, and he's about to get the negative. No negative.
Okay, no negative. Just another, and not even a warning. Just a
now here
call
would be,
to action.
Here would be the problem is the game plan that you were talking about, right, where he could sit and just even it up at the negative as long as he stayed active going forward. He gets hit with a negative before that. That plan's
out the window for sure. Approaching the 2 minute mark. Kyle Bame, Devontae Johnson, and Kyle pushes forward with the single there. Foot sweep attempt from Devontae. Knee tap attempt from Bame. Big Uchi off onto the concrete. Nothing going. Kyle slammed that elbow into the concrete to stop that takedown.
All right, they're gonna start them right from standing, no overhooks or anything like that. And that's what we're talking about. Like, they'll let that action go to give the person the opportunity to score.
Yeah,
Once
they don't stop it.
Position, then they'll stop it.
They don't stop it until the action has stopped. Until they have a very clear, we can restart the match correctly from this position. They'll let them play.
Yeah.
They'll let them play if they crawl right up here under the table with us.
And also, too, like, remember that there's this 3-second rule where you have to hold the scoring position for 3 seconds. So when it goes out of bounds and it's on the concrete, if
We're
they're in a
playing
scoring
out of
situation,
bounds. It's not just out of bounds for a moment.
That's why I said this mat is a suggested work area. Pushing out of bounds, Devontae. You got to almost think that
Kyle's gotta be
Devontae
careful
is
there.
like pushing him out of bounds just to try to keep him moving backwards.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not even necessarily Devontae has to shoot as much as he has to just walk Bame backwards over and over.
And he's doing it.
Yeah, and if I'm Bame, I'm probably looking to
Oh,
circle.
Kyle got to be careful there. Pulls away from the single.
So again, it's probably a better
45
idea
seconds.
to circle.
Oh,
Not that
referee
they're not
coming in. Referee's about to make a play.
And they did.
There's a negative point now for Kyle. So 35 seconds to go. We're all even again.
Now, here's the thing, too, is don't think that there can't be another negative call in this last 30 seconds. These guys got a boogie. Johnson keeps pushing forward. Bame's going to have to start level changing and at least attempting to get to a body lock, attempting to get to a leg here.
He thought about a snap down there. Devontae changes levels. Kyle pulls out. 5 seconds to go here.
Bame, little level change.
We're going to...
Both guys take a shot at the end here. All right, we're going to go to a judge's decision. Referee Jarno moves over to the judge's table. Classy and Marco talk this through. Now, this is a close one. Now, again, you're judging on the whole match, right?
Right.
You're judging on everything that was in regulation, everything that was in overtime. So let's see what they came up with.
All right, we're going to get a call
Winner's
here.
Move on to face
Kyle Bame.
Kyle Bame, your winner. And he is going to move on to face Craig Jones in the round of 8. Kyle Bame at a 10th planet, your winner by judge's decision here in the minus 99 kilogram division. That's how you win from the bottom, B-Mac. That's how you win from the bottom.
Just, especially during the regulation period, just constant forward movement from the bottom position for Kyle. And Devontae, he was moving, but he wasn't moving forward.
Yep, and here you see it. He almost had that leg attack. Devontae figure four it off. Just let
winner. Solid all around. One thing about Rafael Lovato Jr. too is he brings a certain unique intensity to every match. You saw him even in his most recent match against Nicholas Meregali, just really intense on the mat presence. And it's something a lot of people get stifled by. A lot of people don't know how to respond to that kind of intensity.
Yeah, it's surely shocking if you haven't felt it or seen it before. You got to think all that time in MMA, becoming a title holder in Bellator, really paid dividends there for Lovato. I remember when he came back to grappling competition, he said, man, I feel this is fun now. Before it used to be kind of grueling and a lot of pressure and anxiety, and after going through the gauntlet in MMA, he's just having a blast.
Absolutely. You don't have to worry about, getting punched in the mouth here, which is a nice change of pace, I'm sure.
You used to see some of those collar ties. Maybe bring back some memories there.
That's true.
In any case, here we see a battle unfolding on the feet here. Feeling out process is pretty standard at ADCC. You definitely want to get a little bit of a warm-up in, right? Get those jitters out. First minute is always sort of a lot of hand fighting, collar ties.
One thing I like that Rafael Lovato's, one thing I like that he's doing is he's keeping his head always a little lower than his opponent. Looking for a guillotine over the top.
Yeah, an aggressive footwork from Lovato too, really pushing his opponent across the mat. That's exactly what the ADCC judges and referee wants to see. Right back to it here as we get for the reset.
One thing Toponen is allowing Lovato to do is he's allowing Lovato to get his right arm underhook in. And I wonder if that'll yield some takedowns as the match continues.
Yeah, Lovato really ratcheting up the intensity here in the opening moments of this match.
And not even 2 minutes in, Lovato's really pushing the pace. You can already see how red the forehead of Pertut's opponent is.
Just not letting him settle, right? Looking for the throw by his pulling on the back of the head, slapping the leg, thinking a single leg might come. It's got to be unsettling as Lovato's really controlling the tempo and rhythm so far early in this match. Even though there hasn't been a completed takedown, this is the kind of thing that makes that possible later.
Absolutely. And this is where the experience comes into play with these veteran competitors who are in these brackets. It's like, you have to think these guys have thought about this kind of thing. They've thought about, okay, the first 5 minutes of the match, no points. I'm going to use that to get this guy tired. I'm going to use that to get myself warmed up, in there, ready to go. And if anything happens, they're ready to take advantage for it. Now Lovato finding himself in a little bit of a headlock situation off of his own single leg. Seemed like the opponent actually let that go before the referee stopped them, which is fine. But right back in the middle. But like you said, Chase, don't stop unless the referee tells you to stop.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of an uncomfortable predicament to be in as an athlete because you see the concrete approaching, the referee acting as a barrier, but you're still... Oh, we see Lovato pull guard here. Yeah, definitely one of the unique characteristics at ADCC is the match is definitely not stopped until the referee asks you to.
On mat number 3, going into overtime.
Oh, Pertut's opponent, he's keeping his right hand. He's sort of alternating it between the wrist control of Lovato and a right hand grip on the hip. Lovato not particularly known for engaging in these heel hook entanglements that we see a lot of the newer generation go for. But he does have a very strong left knee shield that he keeps on engaging. Whenever Pertut's opponent puts a little bit of weight forward, Lovato always ready to engage that knee shield to stop any forward pressure.
Now Lovato also may be looking to tie up the opponent in this passing exchange until points come into play and then scramble back to the feet. Maybe he liked what he felt in those early wrestling exchanges, and therefore when the points were in play, the opponent would be forced to stand and wrestle with him at maybe at a deficit skill set, let's say. I'm not saying that's the case, but maybe that's what's going on in Lovato's head right now as we approach 30 seconds left before points come into play.
Yeah, it was a very interesting De La Riva sweep he tried off the left side there. Seems like the opponent is receiving his second warning.
And I'm actually liking what I'm seeing from the opponent. He's not looking too stressed out or overcommitting anywhere. He's sort of going side to side, seeing what Lovato might shift to. But yeah, so far not a lot of forward momentum, which is, again, the name of the game here at ADCC. We are now in the points section here. This is where you always maybe see a slight adjustment in intensity or tactics.
It was someone with the wrestling of Rafael Lovato. Oh, looking for a possible waiter sweep underneath. He's got the reverse De La Riva engaged. Oh, will he be able to? Oh, Pertut's opponent! Forcing Lovato to get back to his guard. Lovato seemed like he wanted to get up with a sort of a sweep over his shoulder, the leg.
Almost like an X-guard sweep.
A little bit,
didn't quite have the control, and the opponent nearly made the most of that. A little bit of a wake-up call for Lovato there. Don't get too comfortable. Don't want to give anything away for free.
Yeah, it seems to me Lovato was very hasty to go for it. Like, almost went for it and lost sight of where the leg was over the shoulder there. But now we see the opponent back on top.
He's probably been waiting for those points for 2 minutes. He said, okay, finally, let me get my points. The opponent, though, also pouring on the pressure from top here. A little more aggressive posture, weighing on Lovato.
Oh, Lovato allowing that underhook to come in so he can elevate. Oh, possibly now coming underneath. Oh, that grip over the hip. Toponen is posturing up to his feet. Lovato trying to isolate the leg, but Toponen doing a great job.
Couldn't quite get the control he needed to make that work. Toponen really showing off great balance, impressive base there, and awareness that Lovato was nearly there.
Seems like he's just he's almost on every one of these sweeps that he's attempting.
The winner of this match will go on to face Trattor later today.
Each of the athletes in the men's divisions will have 2 matches today, 2 matches tomorrow. Oh, big sweep, and now he's got the look that he wants, bending the knee and taking the back in the turtle position. Rafael Lovato finding himself in a much better spot, trying to get that left knee in to take the back. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to work. His opponent now re-engaging his own guard. But now he has to deal with a different kind of passing pressure. Lovato known for putting on crazy pressure on top.
Look at that, already controlling the head and posture of the opponent, pulling it down. This is not where you want to be. It's important to note, by the way, that that was not a scoring sweep for Lovato because the opponent ended up in turtle, held that position for 3 seconds, and then went to guard, therefore not being a sweeping exchange. Definitely something to keep an eye on as you watch these matches, and maybe a bit different than something you've seen before.
And that's a big part of the strategy you were talking about. A lot of these athletes come in here with just such a great knowledge of the rule sets. In that situation, how do you just not, fight and maybe perhaps in the ADCC an unintelligent way, just based off instinct, but Toponen was able to make sure that he put himself in a good spot upon getting taken down.
Lovato goes to his feet here. Shoots an underhook.
And now he's got the body lock passing.
Lovato really pushing the pace here. He does not want to go to overtime. Gets out of that closed guard to opponent, and I'm happy to do that for him, actually. Opens the guard. And Lovato again putting on the pressure here.
Oh, cycles his legs out of there. Once again, forcing the guard pass situation, and Toponen doing a great job of getting back to his turtle position and then back to his guard.
I'm liking these passing sequences from Lovato, though. He's nearly finding what he needs. Chasing the back now.
On match number 3, your winner.
Now looking to take the back. One hook. Is there a hook in? No.
But he's got 20 seconds. Toponen, crafty turtle defense here, but Lovato pouring it on.
Oh, and Lovato trying to even bring the leg over the arm to sneak it in there, but Toponen doing a great job preventing the hooks from coming in.
Now you can go over the arm, but not the shoulder for a back take, but we only have 5 seconds left. We're gonna go to overtime here.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch all 3 mats at the same time by using the multi-mat technology on the website or watching on the Flow Zone. So go to FloGrappling.com and put that to use if you want to catch all these matches at the same time. We're on mat 1. I'm Jake Watson, joined by Chase Smith in overtime here as Rafael Lovato and Pertu Toponen try to punch their ticket to the next round.
And Lovato has to feel good about that opening round there. Or opening 10 minutes, let's call it. But didn't quite get what he needed to advance to the next round of competition here. Toponen knows this is a second chance.
And Lovato, like you had mentioned earlier, has done a great job of sort of feeling out the wrestling exchanges. I think what we've seen so far is that there is a clear advantage for Lovato on the feet. And now, pulling guard comes with a considerable risk. You don't want to take a deferral point, which Toponen just did.
Okay, and we're back to things here. We're going to see a very aggressive opponent now for the rest of regulation, as he knows he's down by 1 penalty point.
Lovato shucking up his right shoulder to get better leverage over this takedown, possibly. Oh, a very intelligent takedown from Javier Lovato Jr. to get that one hook in.
Oh, going for the finish.
Will this be it? Oh, great defense compared to its opponent, but that was a tight choke right on the edge there. It looked like it was sort of a mix between a neck break and a choke, but
just a squeeze, and that did not feel good. The opponent feeling the effects there of this match so far as Lovato again puts on the pressure. Great leg work, leg pummeling, as Sean Williams, our other commentator, may call it. And now Lovato looks to take the back one more time. Let's see if he can get the points here. One hook is in.
One hook is in, and will the other hook come in? He's in a good spot to make it happen. Oh, threatening the choke. The other hook goes in. And he's threatening the choke once again. He's belly down. Will this be it?
That looks close. There it is.
That's it. Javier Lovato Jr. once again
gets the finish. Well done for the veteran Rafael Lovato Jr. Ooh, it's been a fun day already. What a show.
Oh my goodness. His last dance is turned very fast. He has probably in 3 matches on Who's Number One, he would have 1 total regulation match time. Very impressive victories over very impressive performance. Luis Panza being one of them. And now here we have him versus Kyle Baim. 2 people known for their lower body attack prowess.
And there is definitely not an insignificant size difference here. Craig Jones has moved up in weight classes for this ADCC. And Kyle Baim has certainly cut some weight to make this weight class, and you can see that out there in the mats right now.
Absolutely. Kyle Baim, very large human being. Moves very well for how big he is as well. Craig Jones really putting pressure on the passing right off the bat. You can tell Craig Jones looks very motivated. You can tell in his movements, he's very determined to send statements in the under 99 kilogram division. Now, his last performance did a great job versus Joao Costa. Kyle Baim seemingly very comfortable playing the guard here. Another proponent of the ABI rule set, so being in bad positions for Kyle Baim is certainly not something he's not used to, but certainly something I would avoid with a submission machine like Craig Jones.
Yeah, well put. And Craig seems to be waiting for Baim to invert, do a kiss of the dragon, and then I think he wants to go for the black hole. I think he's baiting that, wants to get the underhook and swing around. Kyle Baim for sure is comfortable doing that inward berimbolo or kiss of the dragon, whatever you want to call it, looking for the legs, and I think Craig Jones is counting on that to take place here. But also just working his passing on top. If he gets the pass just as well.
Absolutely. Craig Jones coming into this tournament has an 80% submission rate across all of his victories. 52% of those submissions came by leg attack. Those statistics brought to you by BJJ Heroes.
Shout out to Andre from BJJ Heroes, holding it down since the beginning.
Holding it down. He's got statistics back from 2011 ADCC. And here we see Kyle Baim with his first leg initiation. Craig Jones immediately getting his foot out of there. But you know, in the first bit of this match, I'm sure Kyle Baim is okay with that. I'm sure that even Craig Jones would be okay with that because they're just feeling each other out, trying to see what kind of openings each other have. Craig Jones getting a little bit tighter now, forcing Kyle to completely invert. Kyle holds a victory over Kynan Duarch a while back at a 5 Super League show. Oh, and here we go.
Yeah, that was in 2016. What am I
Oh, and a beautiful pass from Craig Jones.
phenomenal work there.
Now, one of the things stylistically that we would look at with a competitor like Kyle Bain is if Craig Jones is able to stifle Kyle Bain in this position and not let Kyle get back to his guard, it could spell trouble for him. Craig is in a great spot now. About a minute until points come into effect, and we'll see what kind of effect that has on the pacing of this match, Chase.
Yeah, so far, Bain not able to get off a ton of offense, right? Craig's doing a nice job working his passing game. But here we see Kyle looking to wrestle up.
Coming to match number 3, Yuri Simos and Nicholas Menegami.
And Craig Jones really seeming on the feet here like the more aggressive competitor. Although it's known that he did not cut any weight to come into this bracket, it looks like he's looking to push Kyle Bain around a little bit and try to impose his own strength.
Curious to see if anyone pulls in the next 10 seconds. Points are on the way.
And it looks like neither athlete will opt to pull. And I think that this is an important thing that Craig Jones is intelligently doing in this situation as well, going with the heavier people, is being willing to have these sort of lengthy standing exchanges, these lengthy tie-ups that may not even really yield anything, but over time they might, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Craig definitely looks more comfortable on the feet. I remember at ADCC 2019, it was an area where he might have gassed a little bit. I mean, it's obviously a very grueling tournament. Almost everybody at some point in their campaigns will. But he identified that as a problem, right? And that's why the work he's been putting in is looking to pay dividends here as he stays confident, keeps the pace. Kyle Bain matching him well at the moment, but again, not getting off a lot of offense, right? Just kind of staying neutral at best.
Yeah, Kyle Bain has a very noticeable red mark on his back. I wonder if that's from something that happened in this match or the match prior.
Getting a little chippy there with the collar ties. Big shot from Kyle Bain, but
but he's stuck in a guillotine right off the bat.
Oh, that
Will
looks
that
good.
be it?
That looks good.
And he gets the tap. Craig Jones moves to the semifinal. Beautiful guillotine off the shot.
All right, here we go. Man, so good to see Lovato on these mats, right?
It is.
All right, black and white for Lovato. Black future gear for Trator. Trator silver medalist in 2019. And he's going to sit right away, Sean.
Yeah, he showed some really nice guard work on the first one. Again, I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, but he really did. Showed some really nice drags, butterfly guards. He actually went into the legs a few times, which is.
Oh, look at this right
Yep.
here. Almost false reaped right into it.
Yep. He did a really nice elevation into the inside Senkaku on this first match. I mean, it was picture perfect.
Like how he does that. Keeps that leg trapped, and he'll try to gather more of it here. Yeah, he wants that false reap again. I'll tell you what, Lovato, great job. Great job defending it. Yeah. Great awareness of it. Trator out of Marcelo Garcia Academy. Keeps them butterflies. Surprise, surprise. Got a good butterfly.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Lovato's got to be a little cautious about that. As he comes in with that right underhook, he needs to pick up that knee on his left side and just pull it right off the floor if he's going in. That way, he's not going to get off balanced.
Up to the feet here is Lovato. He's cautious. You go flanking to the outside, not stepping in. Especially knowing that Trattor wants to fall off and get to that false reap. Nice, man. What an off balance there by Trattor.
Yeah, this is the best I've seen him look. I just saw bits and pieces of his first match, and to me, he looks like a different. I mean, he was always good, but he looks different. It looks
like moving.
Yeah,
he's moving more agile.
Yeah. He's going to come up on this. Yep, shin to shin. That's right, buddy.
Right now, I'm studying somebody shin to shin, Sean. He looks a lot like you, too. So fell off to the side there. Oh, look at this. Lovato hops right over the back from it, keeping that Kimura crucifix here. Good job of Ferreira of getting his legs involved to help get that secondary arm free. A lot of people try to fight that arm. Using those legs gives you 2 limbs. You know what I mean? 2 extra limbs to use. Very nice job.
Yeah.
Dude, great movement by Lovato.
That was awesome.
That was split second. Cutting that knee through. Ferreira kind of wants it there, though, right, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, let's see how he reacts with his left arm here.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Just great athleticism and timing on that to move a guy like Lovato over top.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Look, effortless. Just caught his weight.
Trying to body lock here, but Lovato doing a good job of keeping head off center, like way off center, and able to get that shin in front. Very nice job of negating that body lock from the start. Shield guard off to the right side here for Lovato. Minute 45 till points. Try to slip that knee down. And listen, Lovato dangerous from here.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lovato's dangerous everywhere.
Everywhere. Again, winner of this will take on the winner of Duarte Cruz. You can watch both matches going on right now. If you go to FloZone, you can actually watch both matches simultaneously. Every match that's happened already, you can go back to Flow Arena and already watch. Again, shielded. That right knee shielded off here. Trattor up to the feet, trying to pierce that left knee through. Good framing from the bottom from Lovato. Ooh, switches over to that omoplata. Trattor, good job, just right to the feet. Get all the limbs out of Lovato's reach.
Yeah, that was a nice knee shield up to that omoplata triangle attempt.
Job off balancing here from Lovato, and he'll just take top position. He was done with bottom.
Yeah, that's right. Still a little bit premature, though, really.
Yeah,
no
that would have.
Yeah, but see if he's got his hands locked, and he can start to sprawl a little bit, bring this leg heavy.
I'll tell you, great knowledge of something I'm noticing. Great knowledge of the rule set by the competitors in this ADCC.
Yeah.
Again, still bottom position. We are about to hit points.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing fine-tuned athletes on this one for sure. Everybody's just on point.
Something I was saying earlier, Sean, was, you know, in years past, there's 15, close to 20 guys sometimes have to pull out. Guys and girls have to pull out. It's like 4 this time.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to miss this show. Look at this butterfly from Ferreira, be able to create some space. But, again, great balance from Lovato to stay on top.
Now Trattor's getting underneath there. Let's see what he goes with his left. His left is pummeling inside. This is where he wants to go if he is going to get underneath. You want that left leg inside when you pull yourself under.
And it gives you options.
It does.
It gives you options.
It does. Here he goes.
See? He was going to look for that.
He was.
That inside triangle or that far leg, but Lovato, just great balance.
Yeah. He did a good job right there. You could see him walking back to his right. to reset the butterfly guard, essentially. That doesn't allow, so you cannot get inverted and have the inside Senkaku, that scissor ground, sort of butterfly to grounded kind of Bisami.
All right, back in here, starting to center, 4 minutes to go. I believe Duarte took the match on mat 1, so the winner will go on to face Duarte. Oh, yeah, he's side body lock here. Well, he's at least got the hands locked. No real butterfly or anything.
Yeah, he could leg pummel this right foot. That knee hits the floor, the foot comes over the top.
You think Trattor's going to throw that butterfly in immediate, almost like he's waiting for it, though?
Yeah. I'll tell you, Lovato's beginning to get into a much better position here. He needs to keep his head nice and low. That left arm can creep underneath and get that underhook.
You see Trattor with that left arm just trying to keep out of exactly what you're saying to do. Looking to come, look at this, nice little elevation. Looking to track to the back. Look at this, Trattor. He's got Lovato to the feet. Lovato trying to strip the grips from this body lock position. Gets him down to his knees. Able to get himself guarded, moving to seatbelt grip here. Good job of Lovato getting that right arm through. That was critical.
Yeah.
Critical getting that right arm through to stop that progression to the back, and makes him ditch it, and he'll pull back to guard. Definitely attacked long enough to not get hit with a negative for that. We'll move back to center. 2.5 minutes to go here in regulation.
That was a really nice reset there when Lovato was passing. Trattor got his top arm free and was able to create that reset. It was really nicely done.
Trattor also very good staying patient with that. Oh, look at this. Double ankle, back up. Was very patient with that, even, standing body locked position. Didn't like try to just jump for crab, and wanted to get some control, and at least he got himself back to a good position. Shielded off here. Oh, man, nice. Got the hands connected.
Yeah. This
is interesting here. Now, Trattor has fed his left arm under. But you see it's already getting a little difficult for him to keep that leg collected.
100%. Lovato has a good position. He's just got to, as he's bringing his knee free, he's got a backstep, but you got to be careful. There we go.
Trattor, good decision to turn turtle. Oh, man, tried to lock up that Darce. Oh, has he got like a Japanese necktie
he
here?
Does.
He's
He's trying.
got good position.
There
you go, Trattor. Good job defending it. Gets his hips or feet to the opposite side. Back to this body lock. Trying to elevate now. Good balance here from Lovato. Trying to whizzer in hard. Trattor, good job of keeping his head in a position. Lovato is going to be able to square himself up. Change the angle. Nice little trippy attempt here from Ferreira. Wow, almost gets him again. And look at this, bulls forward for Lovato, and he's probably going to get the 2 for that.
That's good work from Lovato. I'd say Trattor just kept those hips too far away, really, for him. That was some fantastic defensive prowess on Lovato's end.
Lovato looks like they will get the 2 off the counter on the takedown there. Lovato up 2-0 here over Trattor. And again, even though the takedown was all initiated from Trattor, in the rule set with takedowns, you can counter back to win the position and the points. Half guarded out here. Lovato now up by 2 with 45 seconds left.
Oh, he's in tight now, Lovato.
Oh, wow. Got that arm trapped too. So let's see what Trattor decides to do. He's got his left arm trapped on the far side of the body, which can't be comfortable, and it also can set up triangles and stuff like that for Lovato. Let's see what he chooses to do here. If he can get his foot free, he's just going to be able to secure another 3 points.
Yeah, Lovato is in charge here with 17 seconds left. It's really his to lose now. He should be able to just hold on tight.
Oh, look at this. Trator grabbed the shirt there. I don't think it was intentional. I think he was just trying everything to push over top. And we are going to see Rafael Lovato Jr. move on to day 2.
Looking good.
Your winner, Rafael Lovato Jr. will move on to day 2 and will face Kaynan Duarte in the semifinals. Wow. How awesome is that, Sean?
He looks great.
Rafael Lovato Jr., your winner by a score of 2-0, and will move on to face Kaynan Duarte on the left side of that bracket in the semifinals. Kyle Bain, Craig Jones happening on mat number 1, so I assume we are getting Yuri and Marigali.
Rash guard, Kaynan Duarte, all blue. Both had hard-fought first matches in their earlier bouts of the day. Kaynan Duarte took home a win with 8 points over Owen Livesey. And Elder Cruz won a decision victory over Patrick Gaudio, so a lot of work already been put in by these 2 athletes.
Elder Cruz coming into this bracket with so much confidence, even saying as far as he should be the favorite. And based off that immediate throw by trip attempt by Kaynan Duarte, I would say that I need to be ready to stand up at any moment.
Yes, yeah, I expect a lot of wrestling exchanges in this bout. Both are high-level athletes and competitors on the feet. Kaynan in quick on that takedown.
Oh, but immediately Elder Cruz back up. Kaynan gets the blast double. Elder Cruz shrugs him off within seconds of being on his back. Oh, and an interesting change of pace by Kaynan Duarte. Sitting down.
He wants to do it all in the opening 5. Take it full advantage of the no-point situation.
Kaynan Duarte in 2019 was the plus 99 kilogram division champion. A title that now Gordon Ryan is going for. Certainly a change of pace from the beginning moments of this match, but seeing as how both of these gentlemen had tough first rounds, really, fighting against very game competitors, as we had mentioned before. They both had used a lot of energy in those matches, and now back up to their feet. Same throw by to trip attempt as earlier from Kaynan Duarte, but a wrestler with the pedigree of Elder Cruz is probably going to see that coming, huh, Chase?
Yeah, but with that said, Kaynan seems to have maybe surprised Elder a little bit by being so confident on the feet. He seems to be leading the dance a little bit there, but also opting to sit guard. Maybe keen to wrestle up here, as Kaynan might possibly be. But the variety of Kainan's game is really on full display here. He's confident in all aspects of the game. But Elder's matching him at every angle so far.
And Kainan's one of those guys that even on a day where he might consider it like an off day, let's call it, quote-unquote off day, he still looks fantastic. He still looks like, how do you beat the guy? He's got very little holes in his game, save perhaps the leg entry game. But even that he showed so much improvement on. So now we just have to see, how is he going to deal with the interesting wrestling puzzle that is El Monstro.
Coming to mat number 3, Rafael Lovato Jr. and Vinicius Mariano.
One thing that could be said about El Monstro is that he is not intimidated by anybody. And you see him walking Kaynan off the mat, pushing him off. That is not an accident. That's a deliberate choice to show Kaynan he can match him strength for strength. He's got endless cardio.
Which is very important to say that Elder Cruz has the confidence to match Kainan's strength for strength. As somebody who has grappled Kainan Duarch in a tournament, it is kind of scary how strong this human being is. Just glad I'm not on his bad side. And a lot of pump fakes from both athletes here. Oh, arm tap, double.
But slick defense there from Elder Cruz, and he goes for the reshot. Elder again forces the action to the edge of the mats there. As things get a little slipperier, Elder maybe getting more comfortable in the wrestling exchanges as well. He's able to definitely avoid completion of that double A from Kainan.
And that is, I think that is, I've talked to a lot of athletes who prefer the quote-unquote ADCC style of no rash guard, just shirtless. And an interesting benefit that that poses is some things like back defense, where you can easily slide out of a back attack situation. Turtle position becomes something that you can escape out of a little bit easier, as well as defending takedowns. A lot of times stopping a double leg or a single leg involves you bringing their arms up to your waist and then up to your hips, and then you're able to sprawl back. That's made easier by the slipperiness of the body.
Okay, points are in play, and upon the command from the referee, kind of want to immediately wrestle up. Elder posted a hand on the head rather, and shut that down. But
Elder very quick for this under 99 kilogram division as well.
And Kainan seems to want to slow things down. Our referee is asking for more action.
Elder Cruz made it to the semifinal of the West Coast Trials at the 88 kilogram division, if I'm not mistaken, right, Chase?
He ran into Paul Ardea, I believe.
Negative 99. That was the negative 99 division.
Yeah.
My mistake. But
looked phenomenal either way.
Phenomenal,
Yes. His game really is tailor-made for ADCC. Good wrestling and gas tank and passing, right? And those are the things that really matter out here. Being comfortable on bottom is obviously very useful, but if you have those other things.
Oh, looking for the underhook, Elder Cruz. Forces Kainan Duarch away from the seated position, and now Kainan cannot sit guard again. He was seated since before the point regulation. I mean, we did see him successful on the feet before. Oh, big duck under.
It may have exposed his neck just a little bit. Kainan has an incredible guillotine. Let's see what kind of hand fighting on Monstro has.
This is one of the tools that Kainan has used to see success even far back as 2017 ADCC, where he submitted Claudio Calasanz with a guillotine.
Yeah, he was a purple belt at that tournament.
Purple belt at that tournament. My goodness.
Gonna spin to the back.
What a quick spin to the back from Kainan Duarch. Now the knee is in, peels the leg. Is looking for the back of Elder Cruz. Elder doing a good job of keeping his hips on this side of the mat. He doesn't want Kainan to be able to swivel underneath. If Kainan's able to get his hips underneath Elder Cruz, as he does now, he might be able to take the back, threatening the choke. That hook is just inches from being in. And there it is. The body triangle comes in. That's going to be 3 points for Kainan Duarch. A comfortable lead in a comfortable amount of time. But as I said before, Chase, let's see how the ability of Elder Cruz, let's see if he has the ability to swivel his hips back and potentially retain an escaping position. But as I say that, look, maintaining the body triangle.
Yeah, this is a deeply uncomfortable position. Kainan earns 2 more points there. And this is just terrible because your spine has so much pressure on it.
Elder Cruz powering up. Back in the closed guard.
So now he's just down by 3, but not a lot of time left here for Elder Cruz.
Well, now Elder Cruz looking to open up, to potentially get a little more dynamic in his movements. But Kynan Duarte, when Kynan Duarte wants to lock the match down, it is difficult to open it back up. Seen similar attributes out of teammates such as JT Torres and Andre Galvão.
Elder in on a single here.
Kynan both hands on his knees here with 51 seconds left, grabbing his shorts.
Oh.
Elder willingly giving up the back here. Maybe a little bit of awareness, feeling maybe he had lost that position. Oh, going underneath. Oh, but Kynan keeping his hips very heavy.
I think Elder was throwing up a little bit of a Hail Mary there, knowing he was down with not much time left. And Kynan is going to cruise here to Sunday.
To Sunday. And Chase, you are right. With 5 seconds left, Kynan Duarte has successfully punched his ticket to Sunday on to the next round, the semifinals of the under 99 kilogram division. A great performance. Though Kynan certainly looks a little fatigued from that match, he does get to rest now and move on to tomorrow.
Kynan will face the winner of Rafael Lovato and Trator, a match that's currently going on just a little while. Next up on mat 1, we're going to have Kynan Duarte versus Rafael Lovato Jr. And we'll see them making their way out to the mat shortly.
Well, like you said, Chase, here comes down the stage. Rafael Lovato Jr. looked absolutely stellar yesterday. Certainly excited. Calls this his last dance at ADCC. And today coming out in the ADCC style. No shirt, no shoes, yes service here at ADCC. And Kynan Duarte coming out in the yellow hoodie.
Yeah, we mentioned on the broadcast yesterday, but Rafael Lovato Jr. just seems to be soaking in the moment. He was so happy on Friday at the weigh-ins, kind of overjoyed, to be honest, to be here on the biggest stage that grappling has ever seen, having his final appearance at ADCC, and he's really put in the work, and man, he looked great yesterday. Kynan Duarte also had a phenomenal run, and it is a clash of generations, right? I mean, Lovato laying it on the line one last time against one of today's best athletes in Kynan Duarte.
Absolutely, and one thing I'd like to point out, Chase, you know, the right knee of Kynan Duarte looks pretty heavily taped. I wonder how he's feeling, and Lovato Jr. looking very motivated, very energized right now. As per usual, very intense competitor, a legend of the sport.
It kind of did engage in a very physical bout with both actually matches yesterday. Owen Livesey of the UK, and then Elder Cruz there in the quarterfinal. A lot of wrestling. May have done a little bit of damage there to the knee. Hopefully nothing too serious.
In the corner of Kynan Duarte is Rolando Sampson, and in the corner of Rafael Lovato Jr., Shanji Ribeiro of Six Blades.
And that was a great moment yesterday, seeing Shanji retire officially from ADCC competition, standing ovation from 10,000 people here. Really notable moment in this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. This stadium just gets fuller and fuller. Hopefully fuller is a word. I'm not sure if it is, but
I'll allow it.
I digress.
Now we saw an 11-second finish in our first match of the day. I don't know if this is going to play out that same way, Jake.
I don't believe that either of these competitors are planning on going out there and finishing it in the first 10 seconds. But you never know, Chase. I didn't think that we were going to start out our day seeing a 10-second submission by Gordon Ryan either, but I didn't even think I was ready to yell like that. But it turns out I am. I see this being a heavy wrestling exchange, but I am open to surprises here. The roar of 10,000 people here in the Thomas & Mack Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. The winner of this will face the winner of Craig Jones and Nicholas Marigali.
And we are off and running here. Second match of the day on mat 1. Both athletes need little introduction, but Rafael Lovato, shirtless, Kainan Duarte in the all black.
Kainan Duarte with heavy pump fakes. Saw that a lot yesterday versus Elder Cruz as well. One thing about Lovato is he's very hard to move. He's got a very good base. Now I think that that's part of Kainan's strategy, to be very mobile, very active. Kainan Duarte looking for his second ADCC title here today. Oh, big foot sweep.
Oh, big blast double from Kainan.
And you know, Lovato is trying to keep his arms low to meet Kainan's double leg with an underhook, but Kainan powers right through it.
He does have the small benefit, though, of landing with an underhook in this butterfly guard here. Kainan looking for that body lock, though. That's a lot of pressure on top.
There's a lot of pressure, and Lovato's dealing with it well, keeping his right arm underhook, trying to jack up the arm of Kainan Duarte and making sure that his butterfly hook stays strong as well.
And Kainan is someone who competes just like he acts in the training room. He has a very measured approach. Sometimes you see him train against the highest level guys and he's taking so much time, he's barely breaking a sweat, very deliberate in his movements, and that plays out the same way on the mat. It's really helpful because you see some athletes, especially up-and-coming ones, train in one way in the gym and then really have a hard time replicating that when it matters most in the competition room. Matt.
Absolutely. A very measured person. Comes a lot in his personality as well. Here on the finals day, Chase, people definitely get very excited over even the littlest moment in the match. We have very knowledgeable fans here. And right now, Lovato taking the similar measured approach. You know, he has to meet the same intensity in this position. If he opens up and exerts himself a little too much, then might give Kainan the opening that his measured approach is ready to receive. That's one of the benefits of being so poised and taking your time is you get to see options a little more clearly. You're not leaning towards potentially becoming tunnel visioned.
We spoke great length yesterday about, of course, the strategies are necessary for athletes at ADCC, paying attention to the clock, looking for that points period to come on at 5 minutes. I think that's going to be a big factor in this match as it's so hard to earn any positions. You know, maybe they don't want to waste that effort until points come into play. Obviously, I think, you know, a back take would be ideal in any sort of scenario, but that's a tough thing to just obtain at will. So I imagine they're kind of pacing themselves until the 5-minute mark here.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talk about Kainan Duarte, ADCC veteran in 2019 and 2017 ADCC, has victories over Claudio Calasanz and a slew of other amazing competitors, but there's not experience in this division like Rafael Lovato Jr., who's been competing at ADCC very far way back. So it is definitely, it goes without saying that Rafael Lovato Jr. has definitely a game plan for every part of this match. And I think you're right. I think that it's a smart game plan to engage the knee shield and try to wait for the 5-minute mark, pulling his knee over the top. Oh, Lovato throwing his leg over, potentially catching the elbow. That's a submission that we saw Owen O'Flanagan go for yesterday on Sanjay Ribeiro. Just grabbing the elbow and pinning it in the armpit. Chase, with 20 seconds left until points time, what do you think is going to be what could you predict might change here in the next little bit? Do you see how Lovato trying to power up to his feet and turn it into a wrestling exchange, or?
I don't know. I think we're going to see the intensity ratchet up. I saw Kynan already starting to cut a little more angles, move side to side a bit more than we have seen in the last couple minutes. He's looking to cut an angle, right? Lovato, I think, is waiting to maybe react to how Kynan moves, because sometimes if the guy on top is being very deliberate with his base, it can be hard to sweep them, let's say.
Absolutely. Lovato's gone for this similar submission a few times now on that right arm of Kynan Duarte. Whenever Kynan throws in a deep underhook, Lovato's trying to meet it with his leg going over the top, securing that arm and trying to go for possibly an armbar or a normal plata.
I think Kynan would really like to get that body lock pass going, to get chest to chest.
Body lock is such a popular passing style in ADCC, or in no-gi grappling in general, really. Oh, kind of now trying to switch potentially the side that he was passing on. Typically was passing to Lovato's right side, switching to the left, and now back to the right.
There, shoots the underhook here.
The deep underhook.
It's kind of shallow, actually. Rafael had a frame in front. But you can see him looking to get chest to chest there.
And, you know, it was the left knee of Rafael Lovato Jr. that was doing him a big favor there, keeping Kynan Duarte at bay, so that underhook wasn't as deep as perhaps we initially saw. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in regulation time. Remember, all the qualifying rounds of the World Championship are 10 minutes with a 5-minute overtime if necessary. And now, as we're kind of 3 minutes away from regulation time being over, Chase, I wonder if upon standing up, that is part of Rafael Lovato's game plan. And right, I think that that's an intelligent game plan. Oh, now trying to pass around more like a Toreando style, throwing the legs to the side. Lovato certainly looks calm, Chase. He definitely looks like this is a very measured thing. He's trying to elevate. He's looking for submissions where he can. And the longer this fight goes on, I would say even perhaps the more it turns in Lovato's favor.
Well, I don't know. I might have to disagree with you on that. Kynan, I know he has in the tank to go as long as he needs to. Where Rafael Lovato, coming off of a tough loss just a few weeks ago, had mentioned a lot on his social media about going through some serious rehab to get ready for this. I think he would prefer to definitely not go to overtime with Kynan Duarte.
Taking that into consideration, absolutely. I suppose I meant more from like a opportunity to score perspective. Utilizing energy that he does have to utilize some wrestling skill. But you bring up a very valid point.
kind of really is having a somewhat difficult time negotiating this knee shield here of Lovato.
The referee getting on the competitor's level, saying something. It was hard to see who he was talking to, but he seemed issuing a warning. Lovato doing a good job keeping his knees wide, so it's hard for Kynan to fully find an angle to go to either side, and we're going to take this match to overtime.
You have to think if Kynan felt that first shot was so quick without too much resistance from Lovato that he wanted to take this to the wrestling rounds here. In overtime, of course, they have to start on the feet. You cannot pull guard without penalty. Maybe he thinks we're going to get quick takedown here.
Immediately, big snap downs from Kynan Duarch. Oh, big collar tie from Rafael Lovato Jr. You could hear that.
Kynan firing right back there with a little foot sweep look. Kynan looks so comfortable on the feet for a young man who didn't come up wrestling full time or anything. He's really adopted the skill set well. Went toe to toe with Elder Cruz, looking great out here against Rafael Lovato. But again, you cannot sleep on Rafael's stand-up game here.
You know, with every ADCC appearance that Kynan has had, he's only looked more comfortable on the feet. So you can tell that the team down at Atos HQ definitely spends a good amount of time prepping for the on-the-feet work, going for that same shot as earlier.
Lovato was ready for that one.
Oh, Lovato looking from body lock to guillotine. Both of these athletes are in such incredible shape, too. This is 12 minutes. They're still going very hard, very fast.
But you have to think Lovato's approaching every match like it's his last. This could be his last ADCC. Doesn't matter what happens after this, so he has to lay it on the line right now.
Absolutely. Both athletes just given a penalty, or a negative point, rather. And he's bringing that intensity in every one of these tie-ups, too, Chase.
Oh.
Kind of with the shot once again, but stuffed by Lovato.
Oh, big collar tie from Lovato. He's swinging on that one. Look at him stalking Kynan across the mat.
Yeah, that big takedown earlier in the match is the real definitive move of this match so far. And Rafael Lovato has 2 minutes to answer back in a big way. Oh, here we see a single leg attempt out of Lovato. Kind of adopting that Muay Thai clinch that you brought up yesterday, Chase. A lot of the Altos competitors really love to utilize that double hand on the back of the neck and pull the neck down.
Yeah, it just pays dividends over the course of a long match. You get so tired, just constantly trying to bring your head up, and of course that opens up maybe the chance for a double leg to slide right behind that.
Lovato going for a shot.
Kynan on a big double.
My goodness!
Lovato gets the turtle. This will not score as a takedown. I don't know if that was 3 seconds, though. Let's see what happens here. He would need to stay in turtle for 3 seconds for that to count. That not to count, excuse me.
Lovato powering back up to his feet. Kynan Duarte holding on to that leg. Only 13 seconds left in this one.
Nice work from Lovato to extract himself from that position there. 10 seconds left. This is going to be a tough one as far as the decision is concerned.
Well, it goes down to the judges here on mat 1. The winner of this and the winner of mat 3 will both be determined by a ref's decision. We'll see right now who we're going to have in the final.
It appears both matches here in our under 99 have gone to decision. Craig Jones, Marigali, and mat 3. We're about to receive our official word here on mat 1.
Oh, and it'll be Kynan Duarte moving on to the final. And he will be going.
Able to push the pace, force Felipe to try to pull guard at the end just to get something going. But Felipe, it felt that he knew that he couldn't score from that standing position. He looked defeated almost.
Don't forget too, you could split screen this, right? On Flow Sports, on FloZone, you could go to FloZone and you could watch both matches simultaneously. Every match from yesterday and both matches already today, you can also go and watch on Flow Arena already.
Which I'm doing right now. I'm going back and watching this Gordon Ryan match that I missed.
While we
because apparently it was only like 5 seconds long. So I'll let you know what I think here in a second.
We're going to have Craig Jones and Nicholas Marigali over here. Yeah. We're going to have Craig Jones and Nicholas Marigali on this mat. Craig Jones looking to make it back to a second consecutive final as well. Mat 1's going to be Duarte and Lovato. Marigali, hell of a day yesterday, B-Mac.
Yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild day for Marigali. Very close match with Samoas. Craig Jones, on the other hand, he left no doubt in either of his matches. Quick arm lock sub to open up, and then the guillotine as soon as Kyle Bame shot in.
So this is going to be the biggest B-Team New Wave matchup to date, up until the Gordon Nicky Rod.
I mean, yeah.
Up until that one, then that'll be the biggest one. But right now,
this is a much more, in a lot of ways, a much more intriguing match to me.
Marigali makes his way through Henrique Ciccone, and then Yuri Samos. Craig Jones went through Joe Acosta, and then was able to guillotine Kyle Bame. Marigali by submission. Kimura over Sassoni, and then decision win over Yuri Samos. Craig Jones rocking the Mexican ground karate. Nicholas Marigali at a new wave. Makes his way to mat 3 here. Again, winner will take on the winner of Duarte and Lovato. Man, how cool is it to have Lovato like in a semifinal match here, man?
This could be a big story for him. If he can put out Duarte right here, and that's not outside the realm of possibility. You know, Duarte's unbelievable, and he's definitely the favorite coming into this match, I should say.
And Lovato had a great match against Trator. Great match against Trator.
Yeah,
great match against
the silver medalist
Teppanen.
last time, man. People weren't really talking about him that much, but.
All right, Marigali in the blue. Craig in the camo shorts.
Marigali said he thought he
3
could handle this match less than 4 minutes.
Craig sits. And he's boogieing.
Oh, man, Craig in on the leg early.
Marigali, good job of getting his hips out of there.
Yeah,
and listen, Marigali probably definitely thought this is what was going to happen. And rightfully so, right? This is what Craig should be doing, right?
Yeah, but, I mean.
Now, Marigali's
letting him actually get in here and play a game. Oh, he's going to the instructional material. False reap. Craig uses it to come on top.
And look at that great
Beautiful
defense from Marigali, too. Marigali had done a really good job of trying to keep his balance, and once he hit the mat, he stayed focused on getting his legs clear. Great attack, great defense here.
But beautiful use of the leg entanglement to get to the top position from Craig Jones.
Now this is where Marigali, listen, he's a guard player, right? So this is some interesting stuff we're seeing here. All right, now he's Ashi'd up here.
Enters the single leg X himself.
Craig.
Interesting choice. He tried that Aoki lock, and now
did.
he's slipping into his false reap on this other side.
Craig very good on that false reap. Marigali. Now listen, Marigali has to manage on keeping his balance, right? Craig's trying to off-balance him to get to the leg. So when Marigali is in those standing positions, he has to find his balance so that he can open up this control. And he does New Wave puts a very good influence on that actual thing. Being able to take these guards that are nuanced into leg locks, like this false reap, right?
But look at the back and forth guard play and guard passing from both of these guys. You want to see what it looks like at the highest levels? This is it. Craig switching sides with his guard and his leg attacks. Marigali switching sides with his passing. I mean, both just so, this is beautiful work from both guys. As high level as you're ever going to see.
3 minutes to points. Marigali has Craig in almost a flattened out position here. You see Craig trying to, oh man, look at this.
He doesn't like it. He's worked himself out of there. Craig did not like that position.
And listen, Marigali's a competitor, man. Even though he hasn't done much no-gi, he has a ton of competitive mat time. You know,
oh, into the triangle. Craig Jones sets into the triangle attack. Marigali reacting well. But man.
Back to the feet here. No points yet. Still 2.5 minutes to points. Collar tie from the inside here for Marigali.
We're approaching that 4-minute mark, which is where Marigali called his shot.
Nice foot. He was doing that yesterday with Yuri.
He was. He was having a little success, shaking his balance just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's doing. I actually think he's trying to go for the left leg foot sweep, but he's trying to set it up by keep tapping the right foot across to Craig's right foot. You'll see him pull Craig forward and then tap across. I think he's looking to get that left lead leg of Craig up so that he can sweep that out.
I think that this is really where this match may end up being decided if they're still on the feet when the points come.
And listen, Marigali has showed his wrestling in the Lovato match, being able to take down Lovato. Not in this ADCC, but having a match against Lovato and being able to take down somebody as skilled as Lovato. Incredible. Craig, mercy grips here. Minute and a half.
Nice collar tie from Marigali. Craig has tried to make a move to shake it off a few times, and Marigali held tight.
Tap to the far side ankle. Marigali will take his right foot. See how he just taps that other foot? He's trying to get that left leg to come forward. And I think when he does, he's going to really try to sweep. It also might be setting up for his body lock. Like, it might just be tapping enough to get the arm up so he can get his underhook.
So he can get his arms around the body.
Incredibly effective when he gets there. Minute to points here, B-Mac. Marigali, Craig
I think
Jones.
we'll see Craig pull guard again before the points come in.
I think it would be smart. I wouldn't be shocked if you saw Marigali pull guard either, though. But remember, too, in this rule set, Craig can easily fall back on a leg if he wants to be on bottom. This rule set gives you that kind of freedom where if you're a submission hunter, you know, you're not going to get penalized for it. And they're telling both of them to pick up the pace. Not a warning, just a pick up the pace kind of call.
An admonition.
That's the first time I've ever heard that word, B-Mac.
Really? Okay, Marigali.
Yeah, so that's what
very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And again, both of them were in that same situation. Like, they can always fall back on a leg, you know. Here's that elevation again. And again, let's remember how, you know, Marigali is probably the best gi guard player in the world, right? So he definitely has nuances from his game and gi that he could bring over here that no gi people are not used to. And
yeah, you saw a little bit of that just with the way he plays that De La Riva, the commitment and the off balancing that he uses
points
on that outside.
are on.
Here we go. Yeah, you see that off balance?
Right? X is off here. And Marigali uses his length so well. Craig, now this is what I'm talking about. See how Craig is finding his balance?
Yes.
He doesn't want, if he allows Marigali to put his hands on the floor where Marigali wants him, he's going to be able to sweep up. Craig putting his hands on the floor is allowing him to be balanced on his own.
Yeah, now he's starting to counter, moving back against the single leg X. Marigali has the bell on it. Craig looks to, nice use of the butterfly guard here from Marigali.
Craig back up to the feet.
Excellent.
Nice.
And good
That's
balance by Craig.
about.
And not into the closed guard. I think this is advantage Marigali here.
Yeah. So we got just over 4 minutes to go here before overtime. In the closed guard of New Wave's Nicholas Marigali is B team's Craig Jones.
I mean,
already got one B teamer going to the finals, got one New Wave guy going to the finals. Let's see who's going to make it to first. Craig's posture broken here. Up to the feet. 3:45 remain.
This is going to be a tough angle. He's got to watch himself here.
Triangle, sweeps, everything. Craig squares back off.
Craig needs to stand to open the guard, but it's super dangerous to stand against a guy like this.
See how quick he lassos that leg back over, elevates right to Ashi, trying to lasso that inside.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised Craig hasn't fallen
50-50.
back on the leg yet. Nice. Man, he does such a good job of off balancing, and Jones just, you know, man, you see how he
that
just
was very
grabs
nice
and
work.
pulls that leg.
But look how Craig, he rode through that.
That's what I'm saying. Craig's taking all of it, finding his balance immediately.
Yeah, Craig very, very
Look at
loose,
this.
very
Now,
relaxed, malleable with his positioning.
Back into that closed guard. Now, on that last one, I really kind of saw what Marigali was trying to do.
Yeah.
He's trying to sweep that leg to the far side, and then he's bringing that right leg and almost trying to bring it behind Craig's right leg. Like he's going to be looking for a back take or a wrestle up to the back. Inside the closed guard of Jones. Stripping them grips. 2.5 remains here. So they're going to go into overtime where they're going to have to stand. That's going to be really, really interesting, unless any points are scored here in the last 2 minutes.
Marigali should be able to create an off balance here. He was able to do it a little bit the first time. But Craig, it's so dangerous to stand against Marigali when he's digging under the legs. And that's exactly what Craig's going to have to do to open this level of guard.
Yeah, and staying here on his knees is just, like, you see how Marigali is able to even start off balancing just like that. Scoop grip again here from Marigali. Jones addresses it. B-team's guards.
Craig tried to step over. What a play.
Now look at this. Here's the wrestle up. He's got this single here. Craig really needs to get this leg free.
Oh, nice heavy.
Now, if Craig does defend this, Marigali can sit right back down and not be penalized for it.
Nice work.
Now he
Craig
can't.
Jones.
Now he has to stay standing. All right, so we're about 1 minute and 15 left here, BMAC, and then we're going to hit an overtime. But here's the thing, is that I really think a minute's plenty of time for one of these two to hit a takedown if they actually get boogieing on it. Inside collar tie for Marigali.
Marigali using that left hand to check, shake the base of Craig Jones.
Mercy grips to the one side, inside collar for Marigali. We're getting on short time here. 30 seconds left. For the, oh, Craig in on a shot here. Stands up on it, trying to counter back. I think that was a smart move by Craig to back off of that.
Yeah,
Marigali's very good in that position.
That's right. As soon as his hips got close, Marigali used that overhook, kicked the leg across.
Yep, we're going to see some OT. They're going to put him right to it. Now, I don't think there was any warnings. There was some calls to action, but I don't believe either competitor has any warnings yet.
Yeah, you're correct.
All right, here we go. The Brazilian from New Wave, Nicholas Marigali, and the Australian from B Team, Craig Jones. We're going to figure this out in less than 5 minutes, BMAC.
It's going to be at least partially decided right here in that wrestling.
Again, that far side. Craig really pushing forward, though, too. Now, listen, in a situation like this, Craig pushing forward and being the aggressor, that can start to draw warnings. That can start to draw calls for action. Marigali fully aware of this, you know. So let's see how there's that body, that underhook that he looks for the body lock.
Craig shakes it off easily, though.
Yeah.
Hard collar tie there on the right side by Marigali.
And also, too, let's remember, too, in the very beginning of this match, you know what I mean, some 10, 11 minutes ago, Craig had that really nice entry into the legs.
Yeah, if it comes down to a
fairly
decision,
significant movement, you know, fairly significant part of the match as far as action goes.
And
There's
he used it to really expose a threat on the heel hook and to get to the top position with it. So he swept with it.
Yeah. And again, very significant. When you talk about the feet, you know, definitely think Marigali's probably been the busier from the feet. But from the ground, you know, there was a lot of just neutral time.
You're going to get a warning from the referee here, I think.
Yeah. They're definitely letting everybody play a little more today. We did get the double negative in the Rodriguez-Pena match.
Good head position there by Craig, but he let Marigali club him out of there.
Head on head here, inside position with a mercy grip. Craig pushing forward.
Yeah,
saw Marigali just look like try to feint that sweep to the outside.
It's that head positioning that allowed Craig to get closer. He had that inside head position, so when he was able to stay underneath Marigali, and he almost locked the body there. And there he is again with the inside head.
2.5 minutes. Man, I would never thought that Marigali Jones would be a stand-up battle.
I sort of thought it might come down to this. I was surprised to see Craig pull the guard right away, to be honest with you. I think that's probably his strength.
Craig, good job getting that foot out quick. Just literally framed up, hands on the shoulders, and just retracts that leg out. Collar again here from Marigali. Mercy grip to the one side.
About 2 minutes left.
And again, I haven't been like jotting down like who's been initiating more or anything like that. So this could be way closer than we think, or this could actually be way more one-sided than we think. You know,
I feel
if you're not actually paying attention to who's starting the action every time, you could be, you know, it happens more than you think. Like sometimes upsets that seem like upsets or bad decisions really aren't, you know, just kind of one person was initiating the action the whole time.
There's
Craig
a nice
in on
shot
a
by
deep
Craig.
double.
He's got
Oh,
it!
Craig Jones! Wow. Rolls through here as Marigali
keep
back
him
to the
down,
feet.
though. He can't keep him
Significant.
down.
That was significant, B-Mac. Good shot by Jones.
And if you're at the referee or the judges table over there, you've got to see two big moments, one from standing, one from the ground for Craig.
And Marigali able to fight it off, get himself back to the feet, like understanding the rules enough to, know that he only has so much time. Last minute here. Craig Jones with a very, very nice double leg setup. Just not able to finish it. Marigali in on a single.
Oh, Craig
on
can
a
finish
guillotine.
here. That's what happened yesterday with Bame.
Yep.
Bame knew he needed the takedown, went in, tried to get around the body, and Craig locked him up in that arm and guillotine and put him away quick. 30 seconds left. Marigali has to get busy right here.
And this is the thing. I didn't count how many times that Marigali, even as insignificant it is, attempted those foot sweeps, attempted to pick it up the leg. It may outweigh the two significant things from Craig Jones. You know what I mean? We don't know. But we're about to find out in 10 seconds. All right. B-Mac, Craig Jones, Nicholas Marigali officially in the books. Let's see. Let's see who goes to the finals. Duarte Lovato still happening on mat 1.
Marigali found himself in the same scenario yesterday in his match with Samoas. Very close, and we're going to the
There's
judges.
the early on. This was the positioning on the leg attack where he was able to use it to come up. No points scored, it was before points. There was that false reap, again, that he was going for. Rolled through, Marigali defended very well.
There's
There
a
was that
triangle
attempt.
moment. That's another moment that I forgot about, actually.
Yeah, made him posture out of it. There was that big double leg attempt by Jones. Man, he was so close too. So close to being able to get that to score. Now you could see just how close this was as how long it takes the refs to decide. The winner will be going on to face Kynan Duarte, who won on mat 1. All right, let's see. And Craig Jones.
Craig Jones.
B team's Craig Jones is going to move on to the finals to face Kynan Duarte. So B team 2 for 2 in semifinals matches. They will send a representative.
Unfortunately, we will not have, the 99 kilogram division. Unfortunately, we will not have a bronze medal match for the 99 plus, but looks like we're gonna have a rematch here between Nicholas Marigali and Rafael Lovato Jr. Rematch not from ADCC, but from Who's Number One on FloGrappling. You can check that out in the FloGrappling archives. Lovato and Marigali. Sean, what do you think of this one?
This is great. Well, I'll tell you, both of these guys have looked good this whole weekend. Both of them have been very impressive. So we'll see if Lovato can avenge that loss before. I believe he was actually injured during that match. So we'll see. They both look fantastic this weekend. So exciting.
Yeah, there was a lot of questions this year about Marigali coming in to the no-gi world and only having a few matches, getting the ADCC invite, and man, he has just looked awesome in his super fights at Who's Number One, and definitely doing an amazing job here at ADCC. Holding his own, defeating past champions like Yuri Samoes, had an incredible battle with Craig Jones, and is here against Lovato. Here we go, action has begun. Less than 10 minutes to go. Just a reminder, first 5 minutes will be no points. Second half, points will be on, and I believe the bronze medal has the negative for the guard pull of the entire match. I'm not too sure if that's for the bronze or just for the finals, but we'll take a look at that in a sec here. Both men tying up. Marigali, one of the things that's impressing me the most about Marigali and his no-gi campaign recently is his willingness to engage in the stand-up battle, hitting those collar ties, hitting throws, just so confident, utilizing more of a judoka style, you know, attacking system, but not afraid to pick up some single legs. But against Lovato Jr., he's got to cross his T's, dot those I's, because Lovato's been here before with some of the best. He's got a really good wrestling background, and now he's got experience against Meregali. He's not going to be surprised with what Mr. Meregali could present him.
Yeah, you know, you're right. He's been what he has done real well that I've said earlier is he's learning. I mean, he's really game to learn, which is pretty awesome to see him just trying to impose this new stuff in his game at this super high level. But what he does really well is he's on the collar ties and he goes with the Kouchi-garis, the Kasoto-garis. He's using the Yashiwaza to set up everything else, which is, if you're just classic wrestling, you're really not used to that kind of thing. You'll see him paw at the Kouchi-gari, which is that cross strip. There it is. And that just helps him get the head down of his opponent. So you'll see that throughout this match, probably trying to get Lovato's head down into a front head arm situation, a front headlock situation. But classic wrestling, I would say Lovato has the advantage, like as you mentioned.
8 minutes and 16 seconds left in this match. Lovato against Meregali, as we said, rematch. Things are already looking a little different from their first encounter, in my opinion. You know, Lovato's just had an amazing run this ADCC. Lovato's been competing in ADCC for a long time. I think 2007 in Trenton, New Jersey may have been his first ADCC appearance. Meregali, as we mentioned, this is his first ADCC.
You see that pull? That's nice. He's going to hit that sweep on that left side, on his left side. He'll pull in, disrupt the foot, and then, you know, if he's successful, good. If he's not, it just sets up that lowering of the head. The singles then start coming in. Again, a lot of times we'll see this sort of lull and setting up each other until that points happens, like, or this, guard pulling.
Meregali opting to play guard. In the gi, Meregali has you know, one of the greatest guards in modern jiu-jitsu, but with no collars, he's keeping it pretty basic, you know, with no gi. He's very sophisticated in his own right, but he's more so being a top player in the no gi game than being a guardero, as they call it.
I will say though, his guard on versus Craig Jones was very good. I mean, he was using his leg pummeling very well. He was off balancing over towards his left side. Very, very well. So we'll see if he uses that crowbar, I call it, or knee lever on that to start to off balance Lovato, get underneath him.
Well, Meregali's got one of the best coaches in the business, Mr. John Danaher, in his corner. Obviously, he's a training partner of Gordon Ryan, so it's pretty safe to say he's been developing his no-gi game from the bottom. But Lovato, man, just such a veteran of the sport. He's seen it all. You know, he's been competing in, I'm not saying the older generation, but he's battled all generations. You know, he's battled legends, like even Marcelo Garcia back in the day. You know, now he's here battling the current world champion, is Rafael Lovato. Lovato got a little check there to the Twig and Berries. 5 minutes, 45 seconds left. And you know, as we know with ADCC, there's the rules of ADCC, the point scoring of ADCC is one of the things that makes it so special. Not just because it's different, but also because once the points are in play, as the first half of the match there's no points, second half there is points, that's when you see certain competitors open up a little bit more. They know more is riding on the line, and that's when you start to see them kind of utilizing their strategies a little bit more effectively. Sometimes they're just pawing out for the first half of the match, you know, just warming themselves up. And then once that referee says points, then it's game on.
Yep. You know, Lovato, if he can get over this foot, he can start actually moving back into his right, which would take Meregali off his hip and flatten him out. He's trying to go underneath there. That left under, he's pawing him away at the chest, is Lovato. Could also use an underhook in there and then circle back in. He's got underneath the leg now.
Meregali.
Good position.
Yep. Going for a heel hook is Meregali. Lovato with a nice spin out. Marigali with the heel hook. That's something you don't hear every day.
Yeah, that's right. And that, you know, that was a good test. If he can use that 2-on-1 to get underneath the leg, that we could probably see him do. He might do that again later, just looking to sweep with the heel hook. That's why I like that near side underhook for Lovato on that left side. You put that underhook in there, just completely crushes someone going underneath on that leg. And then he can get into where he really likes that pressure passing.
Yeah, so you look at Marigali's game, you know, a guy that can play lasso guard, can play X guard, and now he's kind of adding these little tools in the no-gi game, such as the heel hook to the X guard from the X guard setup, which allows a dilemma to happen of either submission or reversal on his opponent, which is a very, very smart strategy to play.
Yeah, you can see that right hand grabbing the wrist. That he'll get that two handle on that wrist, and then he'll push that arm to the side. And when Lovato pulls up, that's his entry in. There he's in again. So Lovato's got to pummel that foot into the middle. He's then in on the heel again. Let's see if he can. Nope. Defense was better there for Lovato. He defended a lot earlier, got back to the feet. So Lovato could either pummel that left leg in, when that left leg right there that's on the outside, it's on the far side from what you see right here. That left leg, he could pummel that into the leg, or he could keep his left arm as an underhook, and that would, both of those would help that defend Marigali going underneath there. He's got to get over the foot on the right side there. You see Marigali's got that 3/4 guard, and that's always a problem because that shield, that shin can keep enough distance that when he goes under, can really off-balance Lovato.
2 minutes, 38 seconds left in this match. Rafael Lovato on top of Nicholas Marigali. As we mentioned before, Marigali a multiple-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion. Lovato, world champion as well. Multiple-time ADCC veteran. And Lovato getting some warnings here from the referee. Looks like he actually got a penalty here. He's down one penalty, down one.
That's big.
Yeah, 2 minutes left to go. He's got to make something happen here. Otherwise, he essentially lost it.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a big mental dilemma as well. You know, when you're down one with such short time, you don't want to overreact. You don't want to, but you don't want to be too cautious because you got to respect the clock here.
Yeah. Lovato might want to try to step the left leg into the middle and pass to his right.
Yeah.
And get Marigali off his right hip. It might be a strategy for him at this point. That's the nice little off balance he used on Craig Jones very well, and then he would pummel his leg into the inside.
We saw there for a second Marigali using that deep De La Riva X that he does in the gi a lot, but he transitioned right back into the half guard here. Old habits die hard, like they say, Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
Reverted back to his gi days for a split second and realized, hey, this is ADCC. I got to start attacking legs.
I don't know that. I wonder if Lovato knows that he's down. I'm not sure, but we'll should see him start to pick up some of the passing pace here, the pressure.
Less than a minute to go in this match here. Lovato now joined by Saulo Ribeiro in his corner. ADCC legend, Hall of Famer. Lovato trying to pick up the pace in the last 42 seconds. Marigali just doing a great job of defending here. Nice sweep by Marigali. He's got to complete that finish there. Lovato showing tremendous balance. Be interesting to see if he can finish this and stabilize. At least have Lovato's butt on the floor for 3 seconds, then he can get the sweep points. He's got 7 seconds left to go here. Marigali playing it safe, riding the clock. He knows he's technically won this match by penalty. And there you have it. Nicholas Marigali, impressive in his ADCC debut, is now an ADCC bronze medalist. Congratulations, Nicholas Marigali.
Your winner and bronze medalist, Nicholas Marigali.
And And although Meregali's only had a handful of no-gi matches, he has a ton of experience at the highest of levels. Respect to Rafael Lovato Jr., the American legend. One of the greatest American competitors of all time. Not just American competitors, but one of the greatest jiu-jitsu competitors of all time. MMA. Not many people can do or say they've done what Rafael has done in his career.
That's right.
Thank you, Rafael, for your contribution to combat sports and the art of jiu-jitsu. All right, coming up on mat number 2, another bronze medal match between Igor Flanagan and Wagner Rocha. Flanagan was defeated by Giancarlo Bodoni in the semifinals. And Lucas Hulk Barbosa.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your 99 kg final. From Australia, Greg Jones.
There's Craig Jones. There's Craig Jones from the B team in Austin, Texas. He's had a phenomenal tournament so far. On his way to the final. He submitted his first 2 opponents. Went to decision against Nicholas Meregali in a very close match. Was very aggressive early on, attacking submissions. I really believe that was the difference in getting him the decision here.
From Brazil, Hernan Duarte.
And there's Hernan Duarte. He was a champion in the over 99 kilogram division in 2019. Now trying to do the same in the under 99 kilogram division. Was successful in the round of 16 against Owen Livesey. Then beat Elder Cruz in the quarterfinals. Defeated Rafael Lovato Jr. by decision in the semifinals. And he's got a history against Craig Jones.
And now, fighting out of the blue corner from Austin, Texas, by way of Melbourne, Australia, captain of the B team, the 2-time ADCC silver medalist, Craig Jones. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner from San Diego, California, by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil, representing AGOS, the 2-time ADCC silver medalist, Hernan Duarte.
And there you have it. We're about to see the under 99 kilogram final. We're going to send it to our commentators at mat 2.
All right, guys, we return to the action here. It's Craig Jones versus Kainan Duarte in the men's 99 and under kilogram division here at the 2022 ADCC World Championship. This is Ricardo Amendolia calling the action with Mr. Chase Smith. I got Mr. Sean Williams, and we got Kainan versus Craig, the rematch for the gold.
Man, what a campaign for Craig Jones so far throughout this tournament. His match with Nicholas Marigali in the semi was electrifying. He's come here with something to prove, Sean.
Yeah, we've seen Kainan be very aggressive in the very beginning of most of his matches. And he's not taking off the gas right now.
Well, we've seen these two compete before, and the path to victory for Kainan in their previous engagement was a back take, I believe, off Craig trying to attack his leg, which is very typical of the Atos Jiu-Jitsu team, especially Andre Galvão and a lot of guys like Lucas Hulk Barboza. They're back attack specialists in the leg entanglement. So Craig's got to be very careful if he opts to start attacking the legs of Kainan.
Side there.
Craig Jones in the black rash guard, Kainan in the grayish dark blue there, top and bottoms. Once again, we're live here from Las Vegas, Nevada, Thomas and Mack Center, ADCC 2022 World Championship.
There's a double shot.
Just a reminder, Kainan was actually the gold medalist in the 99 plus division of 2019. Decided to drop down in weight, and Craig Jones was a silver medalist and decided to go up.
So Kainan already has his hands, it looks like they're locked already. Craig's creating some space with that shin, but he's trying to get an overhook and pull Kainan in, but you see Kanan's keeping the distance here. He might try to trip off of this. If he can't get his leg into the middle, his right leg into the middle.
Just the power of Kainan coming through right there, but Craig, maybe not in the worst position.
Yeah, I think he just sat down into that.
Kainan Duarte on top of Craig Jones. Looking to pass, holding that shin down with his left hand. Now cupping the head, watch that arm, because Craig attacked with that beautiful Udagatami. Similar position. I believe it was his first match of the entire tournament. I got to say, this is probably the best Craig Jones we've seen in a few years. He had an amazing campaign. Again, attacking Udagatami.
Yeah, that Udagatami there, he used it really well. Like, dislocated an elbow using that from his three-quarter guard position. And the cool thing about that attack is if Kainan pulls out, that's what lets him go right underneath in the legs. He does have to off-balance Kainan. He's going to have to use that left leg, that knee lever, I like to call crowbar, to move him a little over the top of him, and I'll get him a little bit easier entrance underneath there.
Kainan already picking up a couple of warnings for passivity on both knees, mostly framing away, pulling at the back of the head, but not committing to any serious passing attempts as of yet.
Well, I think it's a good strategy to keep the knees on the mat to try to avoid the inversions and, you know, preventing Craig Jones from trying to get underneath them to tangle up those legs. But he's got to watch, because those ADCC referees will start calling stalling, and then they'll start penalizing Kainan.
Craig trying to pull that inside leg to him, and sees what trying to work in there and pull that into him, cause a little off balance or put Kainan on his hip.
I really don't see Kainan going for like a pin or trying to underhook Craig on the right side there. He seems content to just hold on that top right leg. Why do you think that is, Sean Williams?
Yeah, he's trying to pull, I mean, he's pulling Craig's head in, and he does need to be a little cautious there that Craig doesn't bring the head all the way in, because now he's got that cross face, but he has to be a little cautious of that, because even over the top, you're letting the head come in. Even as a crossface, Craig still could pass his head underneath there if he is committed to inversion or going underneath.
$15 minutes and 27 seconds left in this match. Points will be awarded at the 10-minute mark, so there's another 5 minutes of grappling action that could potentially happen. The idea of the ADCC point system was to allow grapplers to open up and attack submissions, but you know, in certain matches, it gets a little more strategic than they'd like to see. Look how Kynan was just shutting down Craig by pinning down his left hand. But Craig just trying to inch underneath, trying to get closer and closer hip to hip, trying to get underneath to have the leverage to hoist them up or start tangling those legs up. There we go, referee calling for action. That's the second warning, I believe.
Now Craig has his hands locked. This will be a little different. We'll see if he's going to try to get underneath there. I like the right butterfly hook that Craig Jones has right now. That way he's on the inside now with both legs. If he elevates.
And how amazing it is, we have about 14,000 people, and they all just oohed and awed just because Craig lifted Kynan's leg.
That's right.
It shows the education of the fans that we have here in attendance. These are 14,000 grapplers here in Las Vegas.
I'm glad you said that. You know, I've been thinking that all weekend is how impressed I am with our fan base, and I believe that's because they're all most of them are practitioners. Like, yeah, as you said, I've heard so many oohs and ahs over little positional exchanges, or not even that, potential exchanges, and it's just really wonderful to hear.
One thing kind of pointed out leading up to ADCC during his camp is that he thought Craig made a mistake by moving up in the weight class. Yeah. He thought that he wouldn't be able to handle the heavier guys. So far, Craig has passed with flying colors. However, kind of maybe the absolute strongest athlete in this division, and a great gas tank as well as a measured pace. How do you guys think Craig is going to handle maybe going 20 full minutes plus the overtime rounds that could happen here?
Yeah, it's a good question. Right now, Kynan is doing a very good job of keeping his legs in a good position, but again, we have a lot of time. If Craig gets him moving around and he can get in on the leg, he'll have a legit chance to hit something.
And a penalty point has been awarded to Kynan, or excuse me, a negative point, -1. So that definitely puts the onus on Kynan Duarte to get things moving here.
The rumblings in the gym at Atos is that Kynan's camp for this has just been amazing. He's just had an incredible training camp, looking impeccable in all of his roles and a lot of his preparation. But like we said, he definitely has an advantage. He has that one win over Craig a couple years back. It was a different rule set. It wasn't sub only, it was points, but Kynan was able to catch Craig, get to his back, and get the win. So mentally, he has a little bit of an advantage here. Physically, he looks a little bit better, but technically, we will find out who is the superior grappler. Or we could find out.
Yeah, well, he's absolutely, it looks like he's in the best shape I've ever seen him in. He's performed very well this weekend. So.
Duarte continuing to try to pass the guard of Craig Jones here. Craig with a little overhook on Kynan's left arm for a second there. Almost looked like he was going to hit an armpit armbar. Shout out to Silver Fox for that phrase there.
Yeah, he from that knee shield, that Z guard, he likes to hit that triangle off of that overhook, but he needs to, right now, Kynan's done such a good job of keeping his right leg on the inside. He should love to see him back it up with a right underhook, but Craig needs to move him around a little bit more.
So there's a couple different ways that this could play out, in my opinion now, just seeing how things are progressing. Kynan continues to smash and eventually gets a pass, possibly to the back, or gets entangled. If neither of those happens, if it starts on the feet in the overtime, Kynan's got a bit of an advantage in the wrestling for sure. So that could be to his advantage. He could end up scoring on Craig. He's got, not that he's got better takedowns, but he's more known for having aggressive and strong takedowns, scoring takedowns. Craig's got some nice throws, but It's really tough to throw Kainan Duarte. Kainan now trying to get the pass. Passes to Mount. No points awarded yet, but in 15 seconds, there will be. Now, just a reminder, although he's in Mount, I don't think he's going to get the points once the 10-minute mark hits. He has to have another movement to score, if I'm not mistaken.
You're absolutely correct. He's going to have to come off the mount and then remount again. The easiest way to do that is to leg pummel off to knee on stomach like this, like he's doing, and then put his foot, then you can even get knee on stomach points and then go back to mount. He should get knee on stomach points right now. And so that's the best. Now he's back to mount. That's the easiest way to do that.
Similar to that position, if you have the back with the hooks, you can take your hook out, put it back in, and keep scoring here at ADCC. So it'd be interesting to see what, if Kainan continues to utilize that, rack up the points, put tons of pressure on Craig, and make Craig get desperate to escape. Usually when there's desperation, especially from the mount against a technical submission grappler, that's when they get caught. So Craig has to be careful here. He's got to be patient, but he's got to defend himself.
Yeah, I call this full T when your arms are up like this, just based off the T Kimura. So Kainan is like, he's large and in charge. Actually, this is his to mess up. He needs to stop moving, keep his feet crossed, put his hands on top of Craig Jones's head, and then Katagatami when this happens. When Craig bridges up to free one arm, you let that arm out and you go to a Katagatami. It's literally the most classic mount position right here that you can create. And the thing is that Craig has to do that. If he doesn't bridge up and get one arm free, he'll never get out of this mount. This is as good as you get from the mount, basically, is this full T position, cross leg. And you can force your opponent to bridge up, free an arm, and immediately hit Katagatami. He could also elect to move up on an arm lock, but I think that would be a massive mistake right now. There's a lot of time left. Arm locks, you can lose those quite easy. Katagatami is much safer. And where he is right now, Kainan can just literally buy his time. It's all about Craig bridging up to get an arm free to get out of this.
And you see Craig repeatedly going for kind of this cheeky Nogi Ezekiel.
Yeah.
But it's sort of what he's left with right now. He can't do a whole lot else.
He has to bridge up and get one arm to the side. That strangle is really difficult on someone who really is as well versed in jiu-jitsu as Kainan. You can always catch something, but that's a difficult task. And you can see he put his foot back in the half guard. He's just going to pass again and try to score points.
Kainan Duarte
scored more there, and I believe he got another negative, which I'm not there. See there he's bridged up and free his arm now. That was sort of a mistake on Kainan to let both arms back down. Had such good control, but now Craig could actually work to get out now. He's got both arms down by the hips.
Kainan Duarte, large and in charge, like Sean Williams says, and in the mount position, up 7-0 with 7 points left, down about 4 penalties, but Craig Jones just reestablished guard. We could see something happen here, and the momentum can change totally.
It absolutely can. Craig's a finisher, and I do think that if you look at Kainan's past losses, the most previous ones have all been heel hooks.
Yeah.
Inside heel hooks, cross ashis. I'm pretty certain that most of them that he's lost from have been a cross heel hook.
Kainan Duarte continuing to stalk Craig Jones in the top position there. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left in this match. Battle of Brazil and Australia, Atos versus B Team. Two of the greatest grapplers in the sport today, here live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the Thomas & Mack Center. Near sold out arena, probably the biggest audience in the history of grappling. Live on FloGrappling.
Craig sneaks in that butterfly hook one more time.
But you see that right hook of Kainan coming nicely. As soon as that leg became a little isolated, he put the hook in. It's a good idea.
So now that they're standing, Kainan has to be careful. If he walks more than 3 steps backwards, I believe that's when he gets penalties for stalling. So he has to always continually go forward. Sort of the intricate rules of ADCC makes it very unique rule set, different than the contemporary BJJ rules. But one that forces action and submissions.
Ele vai overextend, Kainan. Ele vai overextend sem pau. Perna direita pra dentro, o tempo todo. Perna direita pra dentro.
5 minutes, 15 seconds left in this match. Kainan Duarte. If you notice Sean Williams, he likes to pin Craig Jones's left wrist a lot and just kind of raise it up past the shoulder line. I remember when he fought him in Kasai, he did something similar. He was always controlling the bottom hand to prevent him from hugging his leg.
That's right. It's trying to keep him from going underneath there. Now Kainan's getting in deep. He's just gonna, if he gets above the knee, there's that triangle I was talking about, but oh, now Kainan's above the legs. So let's see if he elects to lock his hands. Nope. Craig was able to get some space.
Kainan has picked up another negative point here. He's at -5, meaning Craig is a sweep away from tying this reversal, but he has not managed to get a whole lot of offense off.
Yeah.
But still, he's remarkably still in it as far as the points are concerned.
Yeah, he would probably have to sweep or a clean sweep to side or attain back or mount to catch up on points. And if he does, technically he would win if he can get to 7. But with 4 minutes left and Kainan on top being so dominant, I just don't know if that's one's in the books here. I think Kainan might walk away victorious, making him a 2-division champion, but never count Craig Jones out. The man from down under on the bottom of the Brazilian monster. Now back in contemporary De La Riva, or sorry, butterfly guard here, flattening him out. Back to the mat, to the dismay of the crowd.
Six negative points for Kainan Duarte. There's enough time here for Kainan, if he doesn't get moving, to lose his lead.
I don't think I've ever seen that many.
No, not in a finals match. Oh, there, Odugatami again. Kainan slips out. Three minutes left in this match. Kainan Duarte on top of Craig Jones, defending all the submissions. Backing out, he's got to be careful. He might get another penalty. Little foot stomp action a la Caden Ty Rotolo. Oh, and
that's 7 negative points for Kainan Duarte. He really needs to.
Oh, and Craig Jones working to the back there. Gets shut down by Kainan Duarte.
This is a good technique, the octopus guard, but I think it's going to be really difficult on Kainan. I just think that's going to be a very difficult thing to pull off. He's going to really have to get his elbow high. Kainan is very good in positionally.
Craig Jones, originally from Australia, moved to Austin, Texas recently. One of the head coaches at the B team. Craig, part of the growing Australia jiu-jitsu scene out there. And now relocated to Austin, Texas. Kainan Duarte, home base in San Diego, originally from Brazil. The Atos Jiu-Jitsu Training Center with Andre Galvão, Rotolo brothers, Lucas Hulk Barboza. And looking to pass now is Kainan Duarte to north-south for a second. He's got to pin his back to the mat to get those points. 75% of the back needs to be down. There it is. Kainan is racking up points here, right? 11-0 with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Dominant performance by Kainan Duarte despite the penalties. He is not losing a position. He is in control. He's large and in charge. And Kainan Duarte is 50 seconds away from winning his second ADCC gold medal. I think we're going to have to see the Craig Jones of 2017 pulling off flying triangles and crazy leg locks. If he wants to win this match, he's got to do something here with 30 seconds left. Otherwise, Kainan Duarte takes the gold. Kainan now shucking and jiving and faking some takedowns on Craig. Oh, and Craig tries a takedown of his own. Gets deflected and shut down by Kainan Duarte.
It's another 2 points for Kainan on the board, and despite a little bit of drama there with the negative points, Kainan Duarte sails to another ADCC gold medal.
And there you have it. Kainan Duarte is your 2022 ADCC World Champion, making him a 2-division champion of this competition.
And now, your 99 kilo
Kainan
gold
Duarte.
medalist, Kainan Duarte.
We'll be taking it over to Kenny Florian for an